From ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. Boeing could lose more than $100 million a day due to a workers' strike targeting the country's production facilities. That's according to a Wall Street firm, TD Cowen. In a conference call on Friday, Chief Financial Officer Brian West said the impact of the strike will hinge on how long it lasts.
The strike will impact production and deliveries and operations and will jeopardize our recovery.
Federal mediators plan to meet with Boeing and the Machinists Union next week as part of an effort to end the strike, which launched on Friday. President Biden is coming off a meeting yesterday with the new British Prime Minister. The two leaders discussed a request by Ukraine to use Western missiles to targets inside of Russia. This as Russia's invasion pushes deeper into eastern Ukraine. ABC News chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell is there with more.
On the battlefield, the Kremlin pushing back against Ukrainian forces who'd taken over a small part of Russia. And here in the east, Ukrainian forces desperately trying to stop Russian troops from sweeping through this area. We've just been seeing some displaced people who've just had to flee their town not far up the road. It's been pounded relentlessly by Russian forces who want to take it over.
Former President Trump is out on the campaign trail, spending a second day in the battleground state of Nevada after rallying in Las Vegas last night. NPR White House correspondent and ABC News contributor Asma Khalid has been tracking the Trump team.
Donald Trump, he is really leaning into his traditional base of support. He was out there on the road with right-wing activist Laurel Loomer and sort of trying to announce new policy initiatives, like something like no taxes on overtime, really leaning into blue-collar voters.
Vice President Harris, meanwhile, is set to speak at the Phoenix Awards dinner in Washington, D.C. tonight. You're listening to ABC News.
Not valid in all states or prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Bills piling up? Rent due? Need cash help but have bad or no credit? Then you need to go to FastLoansAI.com, where you can get approved for a loan of up to $10,000 regardless of your credit score. FastLoansAI.com is one of the largest lender networks. Their advanced technology can help anyone get up to $10,000. Best part? Money can be in your bank account as fast as the same day. When you need fast cash, go to FastLoansAI.com. That's FastLoansAI.com.
Offer not valid in all states or prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
A man who worked as a State Department diplomatic security officer has pleaded guilty to joining the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol.
Kevin Alstrup's maximum prison time would be 6 months when he's sentenced in February. He pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct and parading, demonstrating, or picketing in a Capitol building. Both are misdemeanors. One of Alstrup's State Department supervisors identified him in a photo of the riot, says the FBI.
That is ABC's Chuck Sievertson. Boar's Head has announced it will shut down its Virginia plant linked to 9 deaths and nearly 60 hospitalizations. Follows a listeria outbreak traced back to its deli meats. Gas prices are down, according to AAA. $3.24 a gallon is the national average for a gallon of regular. That's more than 20 cents lower than a month ago and more than 60 cents down from a year ago. Some experts say the country could see the national average dip below $3 in the coming months, driven by record domestic oil production. And a child in Washington state is recovering after being attacked by a river otter.
Most otters will tend to steer clear of people, but they can be territorial.
State wildlife official Matt Blankenship speaking with ABC affiliate KOMO. He says the otter grabbed the child and pulled them underwater. The incident report says the child resurfaced after a few moments and was rescued by their mother. Federal wildlife officials were called to trap and kill the otter, which will be tested for rabies. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Not valid in all states or prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Bills piling up? Rent due? Need cash help but have bad or no credit? Then you need to go to FastLoansAI.com, where you can get approved for a loan of up to $10,000 regardless of your credit score. FastLoansAI.com is one of the largest lender networks. Their advanced technology can help anyone get up to $10,000. Best part? Money can be in your bank account as fast as the same day. When you need fast cash, go to FastLoansAI.com. That's FastLoansAI.com.
The ball downfield to Rankin. Caught it! He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown Mount Marty! Oh my goodness gracious! The Lancers are on top!
You are listening to Lancer Athletics on KYNT, Yankton's home team, and the flagship station for Mount Marty University Athletics. This broadcast is brought to you in part by
Dakota Beverage, Lewis and Clark Ford, Fairfield Inn & Suites and Holiday Inn Express in Yankton, Dakota Mac, Foreman Tours, Sherco, Pizza Ranch, Parker Hannafin, Gerstner Oil, The Meat Lodge, Marlowe Woodward and Huff, Core Trust Bank, Aztec, Runza, Gerstner Oil, The Meat Lodge, Conkling Distributing, The Move Group, Avera.
Now we go live to the action.
It is Saturday afternoon. You know what that means. College football right here on KYNT. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum, and we are broadcasting live from DeValois Stadium, Corver Field in Orange City, Iowa. The number 2 team in the land, the Red Raiders of Northwestern, play host to the Mount Marty Lancers, who are playing their 3rd game in a row to start their 2024 campaign on the road. The Lancers 2-0. Northwestern, they have only played 1 game. They were victorious over Hastings last week, 41-7, and the Lancers coming off a thrilling come-from-behind victory in overtime over Dakota Wesleyan in Mitchell, 24-17, the final in that dramatic victory by the Lancers. We're still catching our breath from the events of the last 24 seconds of that game. Tehl, what a week it has been for Lancer football. Finally getting over the hump and beating Dakota Wesleyan. That win has been so elusive against that rival team.
Oh, man, tell me about it. That's been one of those where we've been waiting for years to see them finally get over the hump, as you called it. They've been having such terrible losses to Dakota Wesleyan. 2 years ago in Mitchell, a botched punt right at the end of the game leads to a loss in a game they should have won. Last year in Yankton, heartbreaking double overtime loss to their in-state rival. This year, finally, they're able to get the win and bring home the inaugural trophy of the Dakota Railroad rivalry. There's a little bit of stuff in the Lancer locker room right now, which is fun to see. A little bit of hardware.
Yep, so they're off to the 2-0 start this year. This is the Dakota Beverage pregame show. Remember, whether it's Coors Light or Miller Lite, please drink responsibly. Today's opponent, it's as tough as you get. They're the defending conference champion. Northwestern, they have been in the championship game 3 of the last 4 years, and that includes a 2022 championship for Northwestern, their first since 1983. And Matt McCarty in his 9th year, boy, this team, they're just seem to be firing on all cylinders.
And they've just reloaded this year. Obviously, with the departure of Gramstead as he went to Nebraska to play for the Cornhuskers, people wondered whether this team was going to be down as they're starting now a freshman quarterback. But one thing that people, I don't know if they expected, the return of Connor McQuillan, the best running back not only in the conference, but one of the best in the country from this last year. McQuillan ended up playing in that last game, and he's going to be here today. Last season, he ran for over 1,300 yards and 21 touchdowns. That is a guy who's going to be carrying this program, especially now with a young quarterback, a freshman in Hayden Gross, who I'm excited to see today. He's out of Sioux Falls, O'Gorman, threw 3 touchdowns against Hastings, 76% completion percentage, no picks. That was about as good of a debut as you could ask for.
Yeah, Connor McQuillan last year, he was a second-team All-American running back. And he was really not the focal point. You figure he really would have had a big game. He still had a good game, 13 carries, 52 yards, did score a couple of touchdowns, but it was Gross, the freshman quarterback out of O'Gorman, throwing for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. We'll talk more about that as our pregame show continues. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got a Lancer player profile coming up here in just a moment. Tehl, who's on deck today?
Gabe Baptista, the guy who ripped out that fumble against Dakota Wesleyan. We thought it'd be pretty appropriate to talk with him, not only about that, but about himself and everything else in between. It is a full 10-minute interview with Gabe Baptista that we will be posting a little later after this game. It's going to be up on our KYNT social medias. We're going to post that a little later tonight.
We'll also hear from Doug Bruick. He is the play-by-play announcer for Northwestern. We'll get us a bit of a sneak peek of what the Red Raiders are doing. And, of course, we'll hear from Coach Micheletti as well. It's all part of the Dakota Beverage pregame show. We're going to take a timeout. Right now, we'll come back. It's the Commissioner, Corey Westra, and the GPAC Saturday Football Report. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. This is Mount Marty Football, and you are listening to KYNT.
What's the best beverage to enjoy while rooting on your team? 1919 root beer, of course. 1919 is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. The unique recipe and these choice ingredients make 1919 the creamiest, full-bodied draft root beer available. Find it in 12 packs and single-serve cans at grocery, convenience stores, and restaurants. 1919 is alcohol-free and contains no caffeine, making it a beverage of choice at any time for anyone in the family.
Farming is hard work. Between managing crops, livestock, and equipment, there's not much time left to handle financing and loans. At Dakota Mac, we can help you do the heavy lifting when it comes to ag financing. Whether you're a full-time farmer, an investor, or a young and beginning farmer, we're here for you for all your ag lending needs. Let Dakota Mac help you work smarter, not harder.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
Great football teams have key players in the lineup, and that's also true at Lewis & Clark Ford. The new 2024 Lincoln Navigator is big enough to cart your team around, and right now at Lewis & Clark Ford, get up to $6,500 off and 0% for 60 months. The hard-working 2024 F-150 has up to $13,000 off with Ford Flex Buy. See us for the details. We got a great team and great deals here at Lewis & Clark Ford, 4th and Capitol, Yankton.
Traveling to Yankton for business or pleasure? Then book your stay at Yankton's two best hotels, the Fairfield Inn and Suites and Holiday Inn Express. Both are conveniently located to everything in Yankton. Both offer complimentary hot breakfast and meeting rooms for business travelers. And if you want a great rate and still be able to change your reservation without a hassle, call either hotel direct. The Fairfield and Holiday Inn Express, two great hotel choices when visiting or arranging rooms for guests to Yankton.
This is the GPAC Football Saturday Report for Saturday, September 14. Brought to you by the Great Plains Athletic Conference and Dakota Mac, presenting sponsor of the new GPAC Network. On your GPAC Football Saturday Report this week, we begin with a look back at the week number 1 GPAC Football scoreboard. We'll start in Fremont, where Dordt was a winner over Midland. The final score was 38-20. Briarcliff on a goal line stand at the end of the game defeats Doane and Crete 15-10. Northwestern wins at Hastings 41-7. Mount Marty in overtime wins in Mitchell over Dakota Wesleyan 24-17. And Morningside on the road in Seward defeated Concordia 51-21. Non-conference game last Saturday saw St. Francis of Illinois defeat Waldorf. The final score in Forest City was 70-14. Here's your Hoffman America Sports Football Players of the Week for games played last Saturday. On offense, Drew Sellen, wide receiver from Morningside, takes the honor. The sophomore from Fremont, Nebraska, set a school record with 18 receptions. He also had 201 yards receiving and 2 scores. Carlos Lopez, defensive lineman for Briarcliff, is the Defensive Player of the Week. The senior from Placerville, California, had a big week for the Chargers. 12 tackles, 5 for loss, and 3 sacks in the win at Doane. And Zach Hodge, punter for Midland, is the Special Teams Player of the Week. The senior from Omaha, Nebraska, averaged 36 yards per punt on the day and had 2 punts pinned inside the 20-yard line for the Warriors. That's a look back at last week around the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at week number 2 of conference football action. The GPAC Football Saturday Report rolls on, but first this from Dakota Mac.
Whether you're a farmer, a rancher, an investor, or simply a GPAC fan, look to Dakota Mac for your financing needs. Call us to discover why we are the best kept secret in ag financing.
Dakota Mac is a division of First Dakota National Bank and proud presenting sponsor of the new GPAC Network. We move into week number 2 of GPAC football. It's a 5-game slate around the Great Plains Athletic Conference for this Saturday. We'll start with our 1 o'clock kickoffs and begin in Hastings, Nebraska, where the Broncos will host the Chargers of Briar Cliff at Lloyd Wilson Field. 1 o'clock in Orange City, Northwestern home opener. The Red Raiders will play Mount Marty and the Lancers in a battle of 2 undefeated teams. 1 o'clock in Fremont at Heatham Field has Midland hosting Morningside and the Mustangs. A 2:30 kickoff in Mitchell at Joe Quinto Field. Dakota Wesleyan will be at home, and they will take on the Bulldogs of Concordia. Final matchup this week in the conference is in Crete at 5 o'clock, and that is Doane hosting Waldorf and the Warriors. Dordt has the bye for week number 2 of GPAC football. The new NAIA football pool is out for this week, and Kaiser is the number 1 team in the country, with Northwestern holding strong at number 2. Rounding out the top 5, College of Idaho, Grandview, and Indiana Wesleyan. Dordt is ranked 12th, a move up of 1 for the Defenders, and Morningside is ranked number 14 this week in the NAIA football top 25. Follow all of Saturday's games online at gpacsports.com, or again, view them on the new GPAC network at gpacnetwork.com. We're also on X at GPAC Sports and on Instagram, GPAC Sports as well. This has been your GPAC Football Saturday Report for September 14. I'm Corey Westra.
Looking for an easy way to travel? Let Foreman Charters do the driving for your next trip. Upcoming Christmas tours include Branson on November 17th to 22nd, features Christmas shows like the Grand Jubilee Buffet Dinner and Show, Showboat Branson Bell Dinner Cruise, and so much more. On December 6th to 8th, it's a musical Christmas in the Twin Cities area, featuring the White Christmas and the Chanhassen Dinner Theater, and shopping at Mall of America. For more on Foreman Charter tours, go to foremanbus.com.
Did you know Sherco offers more than egg tarps? As an industry leader in construction, waste, and flatbed tarping systems, Sherco offers manual and electric tarp systems for not only grain trailers and grain carts, but also side dumps, end dumps, belly dumps, roll-offs, flatbeds, and more. To learn more, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best, demand Sherco.
Pizza Ranch is all about the cookie. This is Mike from Yankton Pizza Ranch. Get ready for our famous family-sized chocolate chip cookie filled with chewy, gooey, chocolatey goodness. And right now, you can feed your group for just $20. Grab our online pizza deal, 2 single-topping medium pizzas, a small cheesy ranch sticks, and a small cactus bread, all for $20. Simply go to pizzaranch.com to order now.
Whoa, that's good.
Did you ever hear that cheese is the favorite food of all mice? Well, that's just a myth. Here's the fact. Mice love all food, often eating up to 8 pounds of it in their lifetime. Mice spread disease through urine, droppings, and dander, contaminating food and surfaces like counters and floors, and that's no myth. A pest professional is your best defense against the devastation rodents, termites, roaches, and ants can cause to your home and family.
Olson Pest Technicians, 1-800-KIL-BUGS.
All right, back here in the pregame show from Dakota Beverage. Whether it's Coors Light or Miller Lite, always remember, drink responsibly. We go now to our Lancer player profile from Lewis and Clark Ford, a proud sponsor of Mount Marty Athletics. Visit them at 4th and Capitol in Yankton or at lewisandclarkford.com. As always, you can find the full version of this interview on our KYNT Facebook page, but here's a little clip of it. It's Gabe Baptista, one of the defensive backs for Mount Marty University. We started off with telling me about his background from Hawaii.
Born and raised in Haleiwa, typical country boy, I had long hair down to my okole, means butt. Ehu, I had some blonde highlights. Always at the beach, grew up with some really close friends that I call them brothers, now, and used to go surf before classes at 6 o'clock. We'll be out. I lived right across the street of the beach, so wake up at 6, walk right across the street of our surf spot, and surf before class in high school. Used to go to class with a towel around my neck and wet surf shorts on and a surfboard, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of kids where I live don't really leave Haleiwa and stuff. When Wailua, where I go to my high school, they don't really leave and get the opportunity like that I got, you know. So kind of just want to show my family and friends like back home, like it's possible, you know. Like you just make your mind to it and you just strive, you know.
Let's talk about that surfing. You said you'd go surfing right before class and then come here. So what do you do for fun nowadays? You don't get to do the surfing anymore. This is South Dakota. We don't get that. What do you do for fun?
You know, I'm like surfing and fishing and all that. So I'm a real ocean boy. So of course there's no ocean here.
No,
and
you're about as far as it gets.
Yes, and there's the lake.
We got a lake.
And people call it the beach, but I'm like, nah, I would never. You'll never get me saying the beach, you know. So, I go out to the lake. You know, I go out with my girlfriend and stuff. And actually, this past Sunday we went and barbecued and swam and, you know, relaxed. I just like being in the water, just relaxing and being in the sun, you know. And Tony Hoffman is actually my boss out at CJ's, and he took me fishing a lot. So, you know, you could do road country things still here. I mean, it is the country. Yeah. But no surfing. Still want to go boat surfing.
Yeah.
One of my
wave surfing.
Yeah, wave surfing. KP they do that a lot, and he told me I should go out with them one day, and hopefully we find time before the lake freezes over and all that. So
yeah. Well, tell you what, man. Let's talk about your future. We're starting to run out of time. What's your future plans? What's next?
Yeah, like I said, want to play overseas, some semi-pro ball. Depends how my body feels, of course. I'm not gonna try to push it if my body's telling me no. If not, stay out here, go to Augustana and get my master's in athletic training or exercise science, and I won't be getting my diploma until next fall. So I'll be out here at Mount Marty, and hopefully I could help out the coaches with the DBs or whatever they need, you know. And they're family to me, and family is a big thing. And if they need my help, I'll help them.
You can listen to that full interview on our KYNT 102.1 FM Facebook page. Just look up KYNT on Facebook. You'll find us. That is where the full 10-minute interview is posted. You only got about a 3-minute clip of that one. So make sure and go listen to the full thing, 10 minutes. All brought to you by Lewis & Clark Ford, a proud sponsor of Mount Marty Athletics. Visit them at 4th and Capitol in Yankton or at lewisandclarkford.com. Let's take a break. Come back. The Dakota Beverage pregame show rolls on.
It's day one of your new career. Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for material handlers, machine operators, and setups for both day and night shifts. Along with a full benefits package beginning your first day on the job, Parker is offering a second shift pay differential of $235 plus a $1,000 retention bonus. Paid vacation, sick leave, 13 paid holidays, medical, dental, vision, supplemental, and paid life insurance all begin day one. Quarterly profit sharing and a 5% matching 401k plan. Fully vested on day one. Apply now at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
¿Está buscando una casa para comprar? Me llamo Deb Speck de Vision Real Estate y puedo ayudarle a encontrar la casa perfecta. Yo sé que la barrera del idioma puede ser difícil, pero puedo facilitar el proceso. Escoja a un agente que se habla español. Envíeme un mensaje de texto 605-661-9398.
Sports injuries can be the result of competitive activities, but can also happen by just participating in leisure activities too. If you're experiencing pain as the result of your chosen activity, consider chiropractic care. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson with First Chiropractic Centers. We have experienced chiropractors that work with sports injuries every day. Our treatment options are aimed to minimize pain, reduce recovery time, and reduce risk of future injuries. Visit First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Are you tired of squinting at fine print in order to understand your insurance coverage? Say hello to clarity with Vision Insurance Group. They'll help you see life in the best possible way without hurting your budget. From life, homeowners, auto, and business coverage too, they've got it all. Plus, long-term care plans for residents in South Dakota, Iowa, and Nebraska. Don't squint. Visit VisionInsuranceGRP.com and get your quote today. Vision Insurance Group. Live in the vision.
Back in Orange City, getting you ready for the kickoff. Coming up in about 35 minutes or so. Northwestern playing host to the Mount Marty Lancers. College football here on KYNT on a Saturday afternoon. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. And for the first time in the 3 games that, this being game number 3, we're actually going to play under the sunshine for the full game today, Tehl. Our previous 2 games, we started off with sunshine, ended up under the lights.
I know. We've had late games, and it's all been really interesting. Both the first 2 games, night games. Next game is actually going to be a late day game as well, starting at 4 o'clock for homecoming for Lancer Days. After that, a 1 p.m. start, and then back-to-back games of a 6 p.m. start versus Briarcliff and a 7 p.m. start versus Dort, which is just crazy to think about. But when you look at the schedule, the first five of their first 7 games are all night games for the Lancers, which is just far and removed from the first couple of seasons where it was all 1 p.m. starts.
Yeah, so this has just been a little more of a bizarre schedule. We had a 5 o'clock start at Culver Stockton. We had the 6 o'clock start last week. Again, Briarcliff on the road on October 5th. That'll be a 6 o'clock start. And then that Friday night game against Dort on the 11th of October, that will be a 7 p.m. And then it's afternoon the rest of the way. Of course, the bye this year coming for Mount Marty on October 19th that weekend.
It's a good bye. They actually get a real bye this year, which is pretty cool, instead of like a week 0 or a week 10 bye.
Yes, it seems like the Lancers have gotten the short end of the stick on that bye, because that's kind of the worst time to have a bye, is at the very beginning or 1 week from the end of the season. Meanwhile, Northwestern, their bye week's coming up on October 12th. They have a very favorable schedule. Obviously, they're the favorite team coming into the day. They've got Midland next week at home. That could be a very pivotal game. Midland, a pretty good football team. Then they're at Doane, home against Concordia. We'll see how Concordia is faring out there. I thought they would play Morningside a little bit closer last week. Morningside took care of business. That was a big statement by Morningside coming off the loss on their week 1 non-conference game against Benedictine of Kansas. Northwestern's schedule is really backloaded. 2 of their last 3 games on the road, but they're big ones. On November 2nd, they play at Morningside, and then the following week at Dort. The thing that favors Northwestern is that they've got a chance to really iron things out here early in the season, get their bye week in the middle. They play Waldorf, Dakota Wesleyan coming out of the bye, and then they hit their real tough stretch. So I think the schedule's favorable for Northwestern as far as them wanting to have another undefeated regular season. But it's not going to be easy on the road against those teams against Morningside and Dort.
Yeah, absolutely not. As you mentioned, it's definitely backloaded, obviously, at Morningside, at Dort on the 2nd and the 9th of November, right before they finish off the season at home versus Briarcliff. But those are going to be the games where we're going to be kind of getting our playoff seeding. That's going to be where all of the top 25 are going to be fighting for that top 16 spots, and that's going to be a big game for Morningside and for Dort as well. Dort, as we know from the last couple years in the GPAC, been just on the outside looking in of the playoffs. They've been a team that has threatened to get in the playoffs every year the last 2-3 years and has just fallen short. Now this year, if they're able to get a win at home versus Northwestern, a team that was in the championship game last year, all they got to do is take care of the business against the rest of the GPAC, and they're going to be in the playoffs. So that's a big game.
This is the pregame show for Mount Marty football, being brought to you by Dakota Beverage. Remember, whether it's Coors Light or Miller Lite, please do drink responsibly. We're going to take a time out. We'll come back. We'll have the Rival Report. That's brought to you by Fairfield of Marriott and Holiday Express. Remember, you can get great rates and flexible reservation changes by calling Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express in Yankton. Call them directly. We're going to talk to Doug Brook. He's the play-by-play man for Northwestern. That interview coming up after this timeout. This is Mount Marty Football, and you're listening to KYNT.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from Core Trust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit coretrustbank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Hungry for the best chicken wings in town? Then head to Checkers Sports Bar and Grill. Whether you're craving mild, hot, or something with a kick, they've got the wings that will keep you coming back for more. They'll have every NFL game on so you won't miss a moment of the action. Grab a cold one, cheer on your favorite team, and enjoy the ultimate game day atmosphere. Wings, football, friends, it's all at Checkers. Open daily for all of your wing cravings.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Pre-game show continues here for Mount Marty football, and now a look at the opposition. This interview brought to you by Fairfield by Marriott and Holiday Inn Express. Doug Brook is the play-by-play man for Northwestern. Doug, boy, what a run this team has been on over the last few years. A national championship, a couple of runner-ups. You got a lot of players back from that team that made the run last year, but the big changes at quarterback, Jalen Gramstead onto Nebraska, and now you got a freshman in there in Hayden Gross. What have you seen so far from this young man?
He played well in his first outing at Hastings last week, and for a freshman to throw for over 300 yards, didn't really get rattled, and played very well. Led the offense.
How was the running game against the Broncos? Because it looks like you had a good balance with the rushing stats.
Of course, the running game was solid with the running back returning from a year ago. Two running backs back from last year that both ran the ball well. Connor McQuillan kind of led the way with that, but a good start with the ground game, too.
And the defense held the Broncos to just 7 points, and obviously you got a second-team All-American there at the safety position, but it looks like this defense is just reloaded, even in the positions where you got new players.
The defense was solid, especially up front, limiting Hastings to negative 5 yards rushing. Anytime you can do that, something's going right.
Okay, so you come in today against Mount Marty. Now, Northwestern has had tremendous success against Mount Marty. Mount Marty's coming off a big come-from-behind win on the road at Dakota Wesleyan. What have you seen, or what's the word going around the Northwestern coaching circles about the Lancers?
Well, Mount Marty's in their fourth year as a varsity football program, and I think they've improved each year and become competitive pretty quickly, and obviously a 2-0 start to this season. They've played well. Offensively, it looks like they've mixed it up pretty well, and I'm impressed with this Mount Marty team.
Now, you've had some losses to graduation. Of course, Michael Story, All-American receiver. Of course, your quarterback gone. But it seems like this program is in that position where they don't rebuild, they reload. Who are some of the other newcomers that have really caught your eye?
Tanner Scouten missed most of last year because of an injury. He's a returner from 2 years ago. Solid receiver. They have a lot of depth at receiver. Several of the younger guys each had 100-yard games at different points a year ago in kind of a backup role to some of those guys that were starting last year, and now it's their turn to step in and step up and see what they can do.
Talk about expectations around Northwestern. They've had success men's basketball, women's basketball, volleyball, football. Does it ever get old?
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. Each sport is competitive and, a lot of high expectations. But you can't, you play for the national championship in football 2 years in a row. You can't skip any steps, You're starting from scratch. It's a new year, and you got to start over.
Waldorf in, Jamestown out of the conference this year, and there are some changes in college football, mainly the 2-minute timeout. Can't call it the 2-minute warning, but the 2-minute timeout. Has that thrown anybody for a loop? Because last week in the first half, the referees got caught off guard and had to reset everything. Have you seen anything so far about teams having to adjust for that?
I don't know about the teams. I got burned by it twice last week. Like, oh yeah, it's the 2-minute break, but it's a little different. I think it's helpful for the teams maybe to coming down the stretch of the half or the end of the game to reset and kind of get after it again.
And I tell you what, that 2-minute timeout actually played a big deal in the Mount Marty win, because that gave them an extra break, because they ran out of timeouts, then forced the fumble, recovered it, 2 seconds left, kick a field goal, send it into overtime and win. So without that 2-minute timeout, that might have been a different deal, considering the Lancers and the Tigers last week in Mitchell. So what do you expect today to see from this game? Obviously, Northwestern's a big favorite.
Yeah, Northwestern would love to get off to a fast start. That's what they're focusing on. The longer a team hangs around, the more confident they get, but it doesn't always work that way. A fast start is a priority, but they'll stick with it if it doesn't happen, and we'll see how things unfold.
Doug, thanks for your time, and good luck to your team today.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Doug Brook, the play-by-play man for Northwestern. It's the Lancers and the Red Raiders getting set to play football. We'll take a timeout in this interview with the Opposition View, brought to you by Fairfield by Marriott and Holiday Inn Express. Back with more in just a moment right here on KYNT.
Before the Lancers play,
after the game, or maybe even while watching it here. Enjoy authentic flavor at RB Grill House and Sports Bar.
We're American themed and feature handcrafted dishes and daily specials with an amazing selection of beer and spirits. Enjoy burgers, steaks, wings, and ribs, sandwiches, salads, seafood, and plenty of HD TVs.
Authentic flavor,
family driven,
and a memorable atmosphere.
Join us at RB Grill House and Sports Bar next to River Rocks Event Center on Broadway in Yankton. Go Lancers!
There's a new option for families in the Yankton area to memorialize their loved ones. This is Paul Wintz with the Wintz & Ray Funeral Home and Garden Memory Cemetery.
This new and unique columbarium consists of both indoor glass front niches, where families can incorporate pictures and other special mementos, as well as outdoor granite niches personalized with a beautiful bronze nameplate. For more information, please give us a call or visit our columbarium page at wintzrayfuneralhome.com.
Regular vehicle service keeps your vehicle running efficiently, can prevent costly repairs, and ensures your safety on the road. For all your car maintenance needs, rely on Northtown Service in Yankton. If it's new tires, brake pads, or an engine checkup, their skilled technicians are ready to keep your vehicle running smoothly. Serving the Yankton area, they handle routine maintenance and unexpected repairs with top-notch customer service. Schedule your appointment today. Northtown Service, North Highway 81 in Yankton. At Triple Time Rudy's, not only do you get top-notch fuel to keep you on the move, but it's a destination for delicious local treats. You'll find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. It's your community's pit stop for more than just fuel. Triple Time Rudy's supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, stop by Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Pre-game show from Mount Marty football, brought to you as always by Dakota Beverage. Remember, whether it's Coors Light or Miller Lite, please drink responsibly. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. We are about 20 minutes away from the kickoff of today's matchup. Northwestern playing host to Mount Marty. Time now for the starting lineups. That's brought to you by Foreman Charters. Let Foreman Charters do the driving for you on your next trip. See upcoming tours at foremanbus.com. KYNT.com with the starting lineups. Here's Tehl Tanner.
Started off up front for the Mount Marty Lancers as per usual. The big left tackle, 6'8", 344-pound senior out of Van Vleck, Texas, Patrick Perkins. The left guard, a senior out of Fort Worth, Texas, Anil Pastrana. The center, a senior out of Kingsbury, Texas, Cooper Sesdek. The right guard, another senior, Xavier Gable out of Montgomery, Texas. And the right tackle, a junior, and Lionel Whittingham out of West Palm Beach, Florida. They're big, they're old, it's a good offensive line. Go to the pass catchers, another very old group. A graduate senior started off with a 30-year-old in Rex Reichen. A grad senior, he's out of Yankton, South Dakota. The slot receiver, Nick Heath, the senior out of Ojibwa, Wisconsin. Another senior wide receiver out of Yankton, South Dakota. It's Trevor Fitzgerald, and a sophomore wide receiver. That's the first underclassman I've said today. Rodney Broadnax out of Cleveland, Tennessee. He's a sophomore. The junior running back is Malachi Hartz. He's out of Merced, California. And the young quarterback, a redshirt freshman, Rugby Reichen. He's out of Yankton, South Dakota.
So far, Mount Marty's been doing it on the ground mainly, 236 yards per game, 135 through the air. That's 371 yards of what they're averaging in offense. They're 2-0 on the year. They average 33 points per game. Let's meet the Lancer defense.
Let's start it off. We've got 9 seniors, 2 juniors. This is once again a very veteran Lancer team. Up front, started off with the left end, a senior out of Gainesville, Florida, Dalen Norman. The nose tackle, senior out of Lamar's, Iowa, Tyrell Klein. The right end, John Carlstead, a senior out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. The linebackers, a senior out of Montgomery, Texas, number 33, Cameron Middleton on the outside. Outside on the other end, David Wilson. He's a junior out of Chicago, Illinois. The middle linebackers, Jacob Lambeth, a captain, senior out of Monterey, California. And the middle linebacker, Josh Pickthorn, senior out of Brandon, South Dakota. For your defensive backs, on the left side, a corner, a senior out of San Diego, California, Amir Conley. On the other end, Asmaram Muhammad, a junior out of Sioux Falls, Roosevelt. He's out of South Dakota. The strong safety, Gabe Baptista, we spoke to him a little earlier in the pregame show. He's out of Hawaii. And the free safety is James Brinsley, senior out of Seguin, Texas.
3 sacks, 1 interception so far from Mount Marty defensively. They have held their opponents to 73.5 yards rushing per game. 153.5 yards passing per game. That's 227 overall. They have held their opponents to 15.5 points per game. John Micheletti, the head coach for Mount Marty. Let's meet the homestanding Red Raiders of Northwestern.
And what a team this Lancer team is going to face today. Started off up front as usual. The left tackle, a redshirt freshman out of Lenox, Iowa, and Owen Junker. The left guard, Corver Hupke, a sophomore out of Independence, Iowa. The center, Cameron Morgan, junior out of Stillwater, Minnesota. The right guard, Cole Cleveringa, junior out of Sioux Center, Iowa. And the right tackle, a redshirt freshman, Thomas Ostrom out of T, South Dakota. For the pass catchers, a junior out of Brandon, South Dakota, the tight end, Peyton Carroll. For the another tight end, double tight end, Tanner Scouten, a junior out of Orange City, Iowa. That's a hometown kid. Wide receiver, Austin Gerard. He's a freshman out of Gilbert, Arizona. And a senior wide receiver, Ty Schaefer. He's out of Sioux Falls. He went to Lincoln. The running back, Connor McQuillan, in his senior year out of Leavenworth, Kansas. And the quarterback, Hayden Gross, a freshman, true freshman, out of Sioux Falls, O'Gorman in South Dakota.
In the first game, the Red Raiders ran for 95 yards, 352 through the air, 447 total. They put up 41 points. Red Raiders not playing a non-conference game this year. All their games will be in conference. Last year they played Drake on the road, beat them in overtime. That's an FCS school. So Red Raiders, you know they had a very good team last year. They got a good team again this year, no doubt about it. Let's meet the Red Raider defense.
I got a feeling they didn't play a non-conference game because nobody wanted to schedule them. That's probably what
I
happened.
don't doubt that for a second.
The defense up front, the left end, the redshirt freshman in Corver Dema. He's out of Gretna, Nebraska. Tackle, junior out of Rogersville, Missouri, Tristan Voss. Tackle out of Sioux Center, Iowa, junior Jacob Dragstra. They stole him out of Sioux Center.
Yeah.
Drake Harder, a senior out of Mountain Lake, Minnesota, on the right end. The linebackers on the outside, Ben Egley out of Fort Dodge, Iowa. He's a junior. The middle linebacker, Parker Fryer, a senior out of Waukee, Iowa. And on the other outside, Tristan Mulder, junior out of Rock Valley, Iowa. The defensive backs, Cole Telford, senior out of Rock Rapids, Iowa. That's a corner. The other corner, Gavin Lorenzen, a senior out of Larchwood, Iowa. The strong safety, senior out of Sioux Center, Iowa, Clayton Bozema. And the free safety, the All-American, Cody Mosier, senior out of Rock Valley, Iowa.
Northwestern held Hastings on their home field to -5 yards rushing, gave up 170 yards through the air. As good as the offensive numbers the Red Raiders put up, their defense just as impressive. And the starting lineups again today brought to you by Foreman Charters. We're about 15 minutes away from the kickoff of this game. It's Northwestern playing host to Mount Marty. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll come back, and we'll hear from John Micheletti, the head coach of the Lancers. This is the Dakota Beverage pregame show. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum, and you are listening to KYNT.
The other day, a gal came into the UPS store to drop off a package. On her way out, she noticed the print sample wall and asked if we could print invitations. The answer was, yes, we can. Hi, this is Doug at the UPS store in Yankton and Vermilion. For over 7 years now, the UPS store has been helping hundreds of customers with their printing needs. From basic copies to business cards and invitations to posters, we can print them. Stop out and ask about our current print specials and see how we can help with your printing needs.
Want to buy the best bike from the best team? Then shop Ace Bike and Fitness for your Trek bike needs. This is Ken, and every Trek bike we sell is built to give you a quality ride and is backed with a history of performance and durability. We stock the best selection of Trek recreation bikes, fitness bikes, mountain bikes for adults and kids. Shop in store, and one of our bike enthusiasts will match you with a perfect Trek bike. Visit Ace Bike and Fitness in Yankton today.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT&RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. MTRCSmithInsurance.com.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care. Whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, we treat our patients like family.
We have an experienced and extremely caring dental team. We take the time to make sure you understand your oral health and answer any questions you have about your dental treatments.
With an office located in the heart of Yankton at 1818 Broadway, we're centrally located for all patients in the area.
Whether you need fillings, crowns, or bridges, just a teeth cleaning, or even Botox.
Contact Elwood Family Dental Care today.
Brand names like Ashley Furniture, Lazy Boy, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Tempur-Pedic fill our sales floor and our warehouses. At Slumberland, we're passionate about what we sell: furniture, mattresses, and home decor. We take pride in selling high-quality products at a great price. You deserve to have the home you want, and at Slumberland, we want to help you achieve it. Live in the home of your dreams. See us at Slumberland in Yankton, 2401 Broadway.
All right, we're back on the pregame show from Dakota Beverage. We go to our coach interview now from Sureco. When you need to be sure, make it Sureco. John Micheletti, the head coach of the Mount Marty Lancers, now in the booth with me. 2-0, coach. You get the win over Dakota Wesleyan in spectacular fashion. Last-second fumble, kick the field goal, send it to overtime, and you win in single overtime. That had to feel good. You win the Dakota Railroad rivalry. You bring the trophy back. It's had to have been a good week.
Yeah, just like you draw it up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's been fun. Our guys... like I mentioned after the game, it was a good one for the team. They were definitely able to have some fun afterwards on the bus ride home with the trophy and all that. But the next day, it's on the Northwestern. You can't celebrate too long, especially in the GPAC.
especially in the GPAC, considering you got one of the best teams in the country coming up on the schedule. So let's talk about them. Northwestern, what makes them so good? They've got a new quarterback this year, obviously, but what is it about that program that makes them so good?
Yeah, they've had some long-standing success now for a few years, and that creates this confidence, when they get out there that no matter what happens, they'll be all right, and that's one thing that we've talked about this last season on reflecting on the season before was, we're getting in these games and then it's like, oh, we hope we win. We got to get to that phase where we're confident in winning and coming out on top and ultimately handling adversity the best way. So, they're going to be good again this year. They obviously lost a few guys and a key player in Gramstead, but with their depth that they've had over years and how they run the program, the next guy up is going to be just as good. So we got to make sure we are ready to play our best game yet this year and let the stars align.
Let's talk about that next guy up, the new quarterback for Northwestern. What can you tell me about him? What's the scouting report?
Yeah, he's a very good player. He was a guy that we recruited as well. We're actually looking at him possibly playing defense for us. We were heavy on him in the basketball season. We were able to watch him play some basketball. So he's an all-around athlete, very much like our quarterback. So
and a guy you know very well.
Exactly. So he's a great kid, great family. Excited for him that he got that start as a freshman, and he did a great job in week 1 against Hastings, opening up with a long touchdown first play. So
very much so. Let's talk about your team now. You just mentioned your quarterback, a dual sport guy as well in Rugby Reich, and a guy who has struggled at times and looked really good at times. This last week, got the win. So all that matters is the final score. Can you tell me about Rugby and the way he's developing?
Yeah, he's a competitor for sure. I think everybody that's watched him play at any time can easily describe him with that. And he's going to learn from his mistakes. There's going to be certain times he'll take a gamble here or there, but we're allowing him to do that stuff because that's the type of playmaker he is, and he needs to make sure that he's in those situations, especially with the key pieces he has around him, to be able to trust. And not every one of those that may be perceived that is his fault are his fault, but his head's high. He's definitely confident in his game, and starting off 2-0 with his quarterback careers, there's no better way. So I'm excited for him to continuously get better, and we got a long line of success ready for him coming up.
When it comes to Northwestern, obviously you're going to their place. It's their senior day. They're going to have a packed crowd. What needs to happen for this Lancer program if you're going to walk out of their house with a win?
Play one play at a time, and that's one thing that you can't beat them if you're looking at this. I got to beat them for 60 minutes. No, you got to beat them for 1 minute at a time, continuously back to back to back. And being a Notre Dame fan, I think that Coach Hammock this last week for Northern Illinois was kind of talking about it too. And it's like you don't need luck, and obviously every game, yes, it takes a little bit of luck, but it's not just luck in a game like this when the other team's a little bit more favored. It just comes down to playing your game, and not allowing that outside distraction to be the things that factor in. And our guys know what they're capable of, and if they just play it one play at a time together, we'll be just fine.
You mentioned you're a Notre Dame fan. That might be the least surprising thing I've ever heard you say with the gold helmets out there every week. Anyways, congrats on the 2-0. Go get 3-0, Coach. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Appreciate it, Tehl.
They say tomorrow is always coming, but never arrives. It's always just beyond today. Not true when it comes to internet. Tomorrow's technology is already here. We'll need solutions that are even faster, smarter, and more secure. So let's go. Let's go to a place where Midco Internet connects you to all the possibilities of tomorrow. That's where we're going today. Midco. Let's go beyond.
Have a large group or event that you'd like to offer clothing for? JJ Benji's can make you look good. Instead of you taking orders, collecting money, and then delivering the clothing, let JJ Benji's handle it all. JJ Benji's will create an online store with the merchandise you want to offer. People order, pay, and then JJ Benji's will ship it. You just provide a link or QR code to the online store, and that's it. Contact JJ Benji's in Yankton for more information. A big thank you from Mount Marty University to one of Yankton's greatest employers and friend of the community, Aztec. They're very proud to support the Mount Marty Lancers. The vision at Aztec is to build industry-changing solutions that create life-changing opportunities. And you can build a career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Click careers at aztecindustries.com. Best wishes, Mount Marty, from your friends at Aztec.
It's snack o'clock, and Taylor is at Runza.
I get that afternoon craving, and bam, Junior Ranch chicken wrap.
Bam.
And sometimes it's like, boom, Junior Buffalo chicken wrap.
Boom.
And sometimes it's like, bam, boom, I'm gonna have one of each. Little present to myself, all wrapped up in a tortilla.
You've earned it, buddy. Stop in for a ranch or buffalo chicken wrap today. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
It's game time, and Bud Light Chelada's got your back. With its perfect blend of tangy tomato and lime and the smooth refreshment of Bud Light. It's the drink that goes all 4 quarters, from pregame to the final whistle. Chelada's the perfect playmaker for your football season. Crisp, refreshing, and full of bold flavor. Just like every game day should be. For every fan, for every play, Bud Light Chelada is the game day essential. So grab a Chelada, kick back, and enjoy the game.
I didn't know you did that. They hear that a lot at Hanson Briggs Advertising. At Hanson Briggs, their slogan is for all your printing and promotional needs. And they emphasize all because they do apparel, pins, signs, calendars, trophies, logo development, banners, flyers, drinkware, and so much more. Got a project? I bet they can do it. Hanson Briggs Advertising, 1213 West 9th Street in Yankton, or online at hansonbriggsadvertising.com.
At H&R Block of Yankton, we want you to focus on your business while we handle your books. From payroll and bookkeeping to expert tax preparation and advice, we're ready to put our expertise to work for your small business. For the year-round services and the one-on-one attention you deserve, partner with H&R Block of Yankton. Stop by our office at 21st and Broadway or call us at 605-665-3366.
If it's time to review the look of the signage at your business, let Mayor Signs help. They offer all types of signs, including lit, non-lit, digital, and much more. They also do logo creation and vehicle wraps. Their technicians arrive on site fully equipped to get the installation done with quality workmanship. With the latest tools and technology, Mayor Signs provides high-quality installation service for any sign. Contact Mayor Signs today on 4th and Broadway in Yankton.
We're about 3.5 minutes away from kickoff between the Red Raiders and the Lancers. This is the Mount Marty football pregame show going into the home stretch. It's brought to you by Dakota Beverage. Remember, whether it's Coors Light or Miller Lite, please drink responsibly. The teams will be meeting shortly at the center of the field for the coin toss. A gorgeous day here in Orange City. Partly cloudy skies, 76 the temperature, expecting a high near 80 today. Wind really not much of a factor at all. The flag on the flagpole to our broadcast right here in the south, beyond the south end zone, barely moving at all. So wind not much of a factor today. A gorgeous day on this north-south field, Tehl.
Yeah, it's definitely a gorgeous day, and this is going to be an interesting one to see how we start here. The coin toss is just about to get underway. We'll see what strategy the team that wins this one takes. I'd love to see the Lancers get the ball first. You know, in a game like this, the Lancers' normal strategy is to defer, but when you're on the road and a heavy underdog, I like to see them get the ball first, see if you can go out there, go up on the scoreboard.
Lancers wearing the white uniforms with the navy blue numbers, the gold helmets, the gold pants today. The home red uniforms for Northwestern, the white helmets and pants, the white numbers. Northwestern has won the toss. They have deferred, so it'll be the Lancer offense on the field to start this game. And obviously, you know, we heard Doug Brook talk about it in our pregame show, and I agree with him. When you're the underdog team and the Lancers are the underdog team, the main thing is don't let Northwestern run away from you early. You got to keep it close.
Oh, absolutely. And then there's the other side of that, of if the Lancers start keeping this game close and we get a little later into the game, that's when Northwestern might start to go, man, we're heavy favorites in this game. How are we tied right now? That mental aspect of the game starts to play as well. And another thing that Brook said, that the confidence of the visiting team will start to rise the longer the game goes on. If the score stays close, the longer the game goes on, the better the Lancers are going to play as the confidence continues to rise. They get the ball first, and I love that. They need to go out here and do something good on this opening possession. Whether it's points, whether it's a good drive, whatever they can do, they need momentum right away.
Yeah, I like the fact that if you're Mount Marty, maybe you want to make something happen right away on offense, make something happen, get some points on the board. Josiah Gaetani and Trey Hansen, they'll drop back deep, standing about their own 5-yard line as Eli Stater gets ready to kick it off here for Northwestern. Our first half of football brought to you by Dakota Mac. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or investor, or simply a Lancer fan, look to Dakota Mac for your ag financing needs. Visit dakotamac.com to learn more. It will be Northwestern kicking off. They're lining up the south side, broadcast right, and the Lancers will operate from left to right in this first quarter of play. We've got 15 minutes on the clock. Thank you for listening to the Dakota Beverage pregame show. The third game of the year for the Lancers. Second game for the Red Raiders is underway. High end-over-end kickoff, sailing to the end zone. It'll be a touchback. As Trey Hansen let it go over his head, bounce into the end zone, and here comes Rugby Riken. A tall test for this young man today, facing the number 2 team in the land in Northwestern, and a very, very good defense that's bringing back a lot of players, most notably that senior safety, Cody Mosier out of Rock Valley. He is a second-team All-American player last year, no doubt. He'll be looking for Rex Riken. It's number 4 matched up against number 4 as far as uniform numbers, but that's one of those matchups. Sometimes you don't see it in football so much as in basketball, but I would suspect that Mosier is going to be shadowing Riken all over the field. They'll line up in the pistol formation, 3 receivers to the right. Hart's met right away, and he is stopped for no gain. Firing in there to make the tackle is Corver Dema, the redshirt freshman, and he stopped Hart's before he took maybe one step, and then he was dodging a tackler, was Malachi Hart's. No gain on the play.
He was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. But let's talk about Mosier for a moment. That's the free safety. He's going to roam around the field. Right now, he is lined up right over Riken, a few yards back. For the young quarterback, you got to have an eye on this guy. He's got 10 interceptions last season. He's going to be looking for a repeat year.
Fitzgerald in motion. Hart's up the middle on the running play, pushes the pile forward 5 yards. Good gain. Sets up a manageable third down. Today's game brought to you by Core Trust, helping you achieve your personal and business goals. It's Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations with Core Trust. Member FDIC. Along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here. Just underway between the Red Raiders and the Lancers. First possession of the game belongs to Mount Marty. They're facing 3rd down and 5, 13:50 and counting, first quarter. 3-man front now for the Red Raiders. Hart stands to the right of his quarterback in the shotgun set. Straight drop back, steps up, being pressured, sidesteps a tackler. He'll run, lunge forward. He's close to that first down marker. I think he got it.
They're motioning. The official is going to move the sticks. What a scramble by the young quarterback, able to reach that ball across the line to gain, able to get the first down. Lancers are on the move.
A big first down for Mount Marty on their first possession of the game. Ball at the 35-yard line. Lancers again operating from left to right on your radio dial. Partly cloudy skies here in Orange City. Not much wind. Expecting a high of 80. Currently about 77 at the moment. Broadnax trots out to the right as a receiver. 2 receivers in tight on the left-hand side. That's Hansen and Rex Riken out of the shotgun. It's the sweep. Broadnax trying to turn the corner, dodges one man, but he cannot turn the corner. I think he's going to lose a yard on the play. That jet sweep, that is the 7th carry for the year for Broadnax.
Yeah, they've ran that play a lot. It's certainly on film, and Northwestern was ready for it. They were ready for Broadnax on that jet sweep. Last week, the Lancers scored on that play, so you know it was in the film room this week.
Mount Marty football today brought to you by Gerstner Oil. No matter what you drive, make sure you fuel up at Triple Time Rudy's on Broadway. 2nd and 11 coming up. 12:20 and counting. First quarter, no score. Fitzgerald along with Heath. Broadnax out to the right. Straight drop back out of the shotgun. Throws, outlet man. And that is going to be about a 6-yard gain to Malachi Hart's. He was the safety valve coming out of the backfield. Catches a little swing out pass and got 6 yards. Sets up, again, a manageable down, 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Reichen's dropped back to pass twice now. Both times he's been under heavy pressure, and that's Northwestern's MO. They've got a great pass rush. They're going to mix it up. They're going to run some studs. They're going to get some guys in the backfield. The quarterback's got to stay in the pocket and deliver balls. That was a good read there. Went to his outlet man, was able to get 6 yards, and now it's 3rd and manageable.
All right, Hartz is going to trot out a little bit to the right as a receiver along with Broadnax. 2 receivers out to the left. From the left hash mark, Hartz comes in motion. Play action. Reichen rolling out, being pressured, and boy, is that a fumble? The ball came loose. It looked like he was trying to underhand pass. It's covered up by a lineman, and that is Whittingham at the 35-yard line. That was a dangerous play as the freshman quarterback tried to make something happen, as he had 2 Red Raiders bearing down on him as the pocket collapsed.
Yeah, sack fumble on 3rd down. He had to get out of the pocket there. They were able to get around the edge and up the middle. He had a clear lane to his right, tried to get there, was a little late in that decision, ended up getting hit.
Jack Finder will punt it away. He's standing at his own 20-yard line. And back deep is Ty Schaefer. He stands at his own 28-yard line. Again, not much of a win. 4 on the play clock. Or 14 on the play clock, I should say. Finder taking his time, or was it? No, I think I read the play clock correctly the first time. It's going to be a delay of game, and it is. First penalty of the game goes against Mount Marty on the 4th down, so they'll back him up 5 more yards.
Yeah, that's something we talked about a lot last week was the penalties, Steve. They hurt the Lancers in that Dakota Wesleyan game. Can't hurt them today.
So that'll back up the line of scrimmage to the 30-yard line of Mount Marty. Finder stands around his own 15. Schaefer advances to his 34 to return the upcoming punt. Good snap. Here comes the pressure. It's blocked straight up in the air. It's bouncing around the 5-yard line, and it's covered up by a Mount Marty player at the 8, but the punt is blocked. And a big momentum shifter in favor of Northwestern as they block the punt of Finder, who was averaging 43 yards a punt. And this is what the Lancers didn't want to do. Give the Red Raiders great field position. They'll be at the 7-yard line, 1st and goal.
Yeah, that probably was going to be a touchdown if it wasn't David Hurst for the Lancers who was able to jump on the live football and get him down at the 7. That was a great punt block from Northwestern.
Boy, that punt took a long time to develop. And you can't take your time against this Northwestern team as they line up in the shotgun set, put a man in motion. That's one of the tight ends, a double tight end set on 1st and goal. McQuillan running to his right, looking to turn the corner. He's going to fight through a tackle at the 5 and lunge ahead to near the 3-yard line. That was Gabe Baptista coming up to make the tackle on that 1st down run. The gain of about 4. 2nd and goal coming up from the 3. 10 minutes left to go. First quarter, no score. But the Red Raiders are in the red zone, knocking on the door. 2nd and goal from the 3. 1 receiver out to the right, 2 out to the left. McQuillan stands behind and to the left of his quarterback in the shotgun set. Man in motion. Now he'll stop. Handoff. McQuillan. He'll run to the right. He'll dodge through a hole. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Raiders. The 3-yard run by Connor McQuillan, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season.
Yeah, that's 3 already. They had 2 last week against Hastings, 52 yards on the ground. They're giving him another 7 and another touchdown. Short field, and they cash in.
Yeah, and that was a big hole opened up by the right side of that offensive line for the Red Raiders. And they have, a redshirt freshman and a junior over there. There's no senior on this offensive line for the Red Raiders. That is spelling trouble for the next few years for opponents of Northwestern. 9:36 left. Stater, the point after kick. It has plenty of legs. It is good. 7-0. Northwestern on top of Mount Marty. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds right here on KYNT.
Move with Mason Schramm with the Move Group. The home buying process can be complex and overwhelming, and you may feel intimidated by the amount of information you need to learn. But you don't have to go it alone. Trust our professional real estate team to guide you through the process. From negotiating the best price to navigating the paperwork, You can expect help every step of the way. So call me, Mason Schramm, with the Move Group, and make the move with Mason.
Move with Mason.
That scoring drive, 2 plays, 7 yards, 40 seconds off the clock. Connor McQuillan, back-to-back runs. The second one went 3 yards for the touchdown. The kick is good. 7-0. Here in the first quarter, Northwestern on their home field ahead of Mount Marty. 9:36 left to go, first quarter. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. Couple of mistakes there, and Northwestern cashes in. But you know what? That's what good teams do. High end over end kickoff. We will sail in the end zone. That is a touchback. And so now the Lancers get a chance to try to go the other way.
And the one good thing is they did have the offense getting a little bit of momentum there. A third down sack ended the drive, but they did have a first down. They had a third and medium when it came up there. They did get a couple of rushing yards. They got to throw the ball here. They ran some of those screens the last couple weeks. I'd expect them to run one out here. Nick Heath's out, spread out to that left side. They've been running them to him a lot.
3 receivers out to the left side, pistol formation. Here comes Fitzgerald in motion from left to right. He'll circle around in the backfield. Hartz tries the right side. Telford tries to tackle him. No gain on the play as he tried to bounce it to the outside, but there were a trio of tacklers there. Telford made the initial contact, but he was not alone out there as Kyler Fritz coming up from that free safety position, a sophomore backup, strong safety. He's out of Sioux Center, Iowa. No gain on the play. Second down and 10. This defense for Northwestern, very quick sideline to sideline. Now the 4 receivers set, 2 either side. Now Heath comes in motion. He's an H-back on the left side. Play action. Riken. He's going to have to run. He scrambles up the middle, gained a yard, and that's all. He was shut down by Jacob Dragstra, the junior nose tackle out of Sioux Center. Boy, a lot of Sioux Center players on this team.
They're able to steal a couple, that's for sure.
Of course, Sioux Center, the home of Dort. And they have a nationally ranked team. I think they were number 12 in this week's poll. Morningside 13. And, of course, Northwestern number 2.
GPAC football.
It's tough.
Here we go, third down.
Yep, 3rd and 9. Coming up, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Straight drop back, penalty flags down. Riken throws on the run. Caught by Heath at the 32, tackled right away. We'll see what the penalty is. I got a feeling this one may be against the Lancers. Came up shy of the first down marker. He needed to get to the 35, was tackled near the 33, was Nick Heath. Offsides defense. That's a 5-yard walk-off. So now the Lancers will get another chance on 3rd down. They'll take the penalty. Instead of 3rd and 9, it's 3rd and 4. It would have been about 4th and 3.
Right, yeah, no, it would have been about 4th and 3. Now you get 4 yards here on 3rd down. And that last route Nick Heath ran, was able to bring it in. That was more than 4 yards. Let's see if they can throw it again.
Pistol formation, 3 receivers out to the left. From the right hash mark, pistol formation, Riken directing traffic. Hands off, Hartz up the middle, tripped, and he's a yard shy of the first down marker. Made it to the 34. He needed the 35. Now, if you're John Micheletti, what do? Do you go for it on 4th and 1, or do you send out the punting unit? Offense is staying out on the field.
Yeah, if they're playing anybody else, they're punting here. But when you're as a road underdog in heavy stature like this, you go for it.
4th and 1 from their own 34-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Pistol formation. Riken looks over to the sideline. He's got 10 seconds on the play clock. Got time. Now he'll send him back down. See what they run. Play action. Quick pass. Tipped and incomplete. Incomplete at the 40-yard line, intended for Fitzgerald, but one of the defensive linemen got a hand on the football.
Yeah, that was Ben Egley, the outside linebacker, came up to pass rush, just got in the air, got his hands up, got a finger on that route, on that pass.
And once again, a short field for Northwestern. This time the Lancers turn it over on downs. Mount Marty football today brought to you by Slowey Management. Call the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express and Yankton Direct for great rates and flexible reservation changes. We've got 7:21 left to go. Quarter number 1. Northwestern on top, 7-0. And they've got the ball in Lancer territory, 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. 2 receivers either side. Backup running back into the game, that's Robertson. It's a screen pass. McQuillan, he's got room out on the right side across the 30 to the 20, inside the 15, and brought down near the 13-yard line. A little swing out pass to Connor McQuillan, his 4th catch of the year, and that goes for about 21 yards. They'll put the ball down right at the 13-yard line. Gain of 21, 1st and 10. Red Raiders back in the red zone.
I don't think he would have expected this, but I'm pretty sure he's got more receiving yards than rushing yards on the season right now.
That just shows you how good of a player he is. He is a dual threat. Connor McQuillan at the running back position. And he'll take the handoff, run up the middle, and he'll get maybe a yard, and that is all. Coming in is Josiah Gaetani from the corner position to make the tackle. 2nd down and 9. Mount Marty football today brought to you by Parker Hannafin. It's day 1 of your new career. Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for all production positions, offering newly increased wages, 13 paid holidays, and some of the most competitive benefits in the area, all beginning on day 1. Learn more at parker.com. 2nd and 9 from the Lancer 12-yard line. Shotgun set. And it's going to be McQuillan trying the right side. He gets around one man, but he's tackled at the 9-yard line. Great effort there by David Wilson.
Yeah, David Wilson's the guy who missed McQuillan on the touchdown run last time, slammed his hands into the ground. You could tell he was frustrated. He's not going to miss him there again. Now it's 3rd down. Lancers have a chance to force a field goal and get off the field.
Yeah, 3rd down and about 6. They're at the 9-yard line, are the Red Raiders. They need to get to the 3-yard line for a 1st down. 5.5 minutes left to go, 1st quarter. Red Raiders looking to extend their 7-0 lead. 2 backs in the backfield. Kind of the power pistol formation, and it's a run. McQuillan dodges a man. He's close to that 1st down marker across the 5 to near the 3. Yep, they'll give it to him. He got just enough yardage, move the chains, it's 1st and goal. McQuillan is checking out, and here comes Gabe Martin, a redshirt freshman out of Ridgeview, Washington. He'll check into the game.
Yeah, this is a guy they're very excited about. When it comes to Northwestern, they return all 3 of their leading rushers in terms of running backs from last season, and they still have a redshirt freshman in Gabe Martin, who's 2nd on the depth chart. They're excited about this kid.
Yep, he will line up in the pistol formation, 1 receiver to the right, double tight end set, and here comes Martin up the middle, crashes into the line, spins, he'll get a yard, and that's all, down at the 2. Mount Marty football today brought to you in part by Dakota Beverage. Remember, whether it's Coors Light or Miller Lite, please drink responsibly. Only a yard gain, 2nd and goal from no, actually, they're going to say his knee hit down at the 3, so no gain technically on that last play. Martin stays in. 1 receiver trots out to the right side. Double tight end set. See if they'll run it up the middle again. They will. Martin dodges 1 man, turns the legs. He gets close to the goal line. No, he stopped at the 1.
Lancers are playing the run decently here. Obviously, they're at the 3-yard line to start this one off. They stuff them on 1st and 2nd down. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 1.
And who's back into the game? McQuillan. He stepped out for a couple of plays. Looked like he needed just a quick breather. He's back in there now. He's the money back for Northwestern. Pistol formation, receivers either side. Now they're going to move under center. Will Gross. Tight end in motion. They're going to do the quarterback sneak. And did he get into the end zone? No signal. Yes, there is. Touchdown on the quarterback keeper. The sneak by Hayden Gross. That is his first rushing touchdown of the season. And it makes it 13-0 with 3:17 left. That was the short field. Once again, Red Raiders cash in. Seems like most of this game, in fact, I think this entire game has been played on that side of the 50-yard line.
It has, in fact.
And that is not a good sign if you're a Lancer fan. Stater out for the extra point attempt. Schaefer is the holder. It has the distance, and it is good. 3:17 left to go in the first quarter. 14-0. Red Raiders on top. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds on KYNT.
Hello. Here's to welcoming moments, big and small, embracing the unexpected, savoring life. At Avera, our nationally recognized health system will be right here with you, ready for anything. We listen to your goals and help you achieve them with care and coverage. We'll move you forward through sickness and health and every milestone in between. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/forward.
That last drive for Northwestern, 7 plays, 34 yards, 4 minutes, 4 seconds time of possession. Hayden Gross with the 1-yard run on the quarterback keeper, and it is 14-0 in favor of Northwestern over Mount Marty. Along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here. First quarter, 3:17 left, and well, the Red Raiders are doing what they need to do, Tehl.
They're doing exactly what they need to do, up leading early in this ball game, forcing turnovers and cashing in on short field.
Hansen collects it at the goal line, and he's cut down at the 16-yard line. That's Jackson Smythe, the freshman out of T, with a great special teams tackle for the Red Raiders. In this program, we mentioned the Red Raiders have got a whole bunch of players out of Sioux Center, Iowa, but they have recruited the southeast part of South Dakota very well, pulling players from Canton, from Garrettson, from T area.
And a lot of Sioux Falls.
And a lot from the Sioux Falls area. And, you know, if you're a top-notch football player, I mean, you know, look at what they've done in the postseason, the Red Raiders, over the last few years. Coach McCarty has really got this program humming along at a pretty good pace. National runner-up last year, champions the year before. Malachi Hart's on the run on the first down play. He'll get across the 20 to the 21. The original line of scrimmage was the 17, so we'll call it a gain of 4. Mount Marty football today brought to you in part by Runza. Pick the perfect burger at Runza. Bacon cheeseburger, Swiss mushroom, or spicy jack. Made fresh and topped the way you like it. Runza, now in Yankton. Second down and about 6. Shotgun set, Hart's to the right of his quarterback. He'll take the handoff, running to his left, trying to turn the quarter. Cuts inside, dives ahead, 2-yard gain. That is all. Maybe 3 to the 24 on the forward progress.
There was that All-American safety getting involved in the ball game. Cody Mosier comes up from deep in the play, coming up to make that hit, save the first down run.
And he made Hart's go further to the sideline than he wanted to before he cut. He had an opening, but Mosier was there to cut him off, and well, that's why he's an All-American player. Third down and about 3. Riken pitch. Hart's to the right side, trying to turn the corner. He cannot. Tackled near the line of scrimmage, and what a play by the defense to string that play out and not allow Hart's to turn the corner. One of the players in there for the Red Raiders was Gavin Lorenzen, the defensive back. He came up and made a big play, and now a punting situation for Mount Marty. And that will be Jack Finder. His first attempt was blocked. He stands at his own 10-yard line. And Schaefer back at his own 35. Again, not much of a wind today. Partly cloudy skies. About 78 degrees outside. High snap, brought down, got the kick away quicker, but it's a low-line drive. It bounces, and Schaefer's going to back away. It takes a Lancer roll inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. Wasn't pretty, but it got the job done.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed in the end. Keep the ball out of the hands of the return man and a good bounce to set him up inside of the 35.
Mount Marty football today brought to you in part by Dakota Mac. At Dakota Mac, we can help you do the heavy lifting when it comes to ag financing. Whether you're a farmer, investor, or a beginning farmer, we work hard to find lending solutions to fit your needs. Learn more at dakotamac.com. We've got 1:09 left to go here in the first quarter. Red Raiders 14, Lancers nothing. Third game of the year for Mount Marty. Second game of the year for Northwestern. They'll have the shotgun set. McQuillan, they'll play action to him. Gross will throw. McQuillan out of the backfield. The safety valve tripped up, dives forward across the 35 to the 37. gain of about 5 as McQuillan proving valuable as a receiver. That time he was the safety valve.
Yeah, and it was a good play by the quarterback. Lancers had 2 deep safeties. They were running zone across the board. Nobody's open downfield. Found his safety valve in the running back as the pocket was collapsing. Kept his composure. It's obviously early in this ball game, but I really like what we're seeing from Hayden Gross.
He is making decisions very quickly.
Yes.
He did on that last play. 3 receivers out to the right. Now here comes a man in motion that's scouting. He'll circle around and go back to the right side. McQuillan up the middle, has a hole across midfield. He'll be in Lancer territory, tackled at the 46. First down, a great run by Connor McQuillan as Brinsley makes a big tackle in the secondary. And McQuillan, again, second-team All-American last year, and no doubt he is probably going to be having another big year if he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
At the 46, Red Raiders have it 1st and 10, but the first period has come to a close. Red Raiders 14, Lancers nothing. Back with quarter number 2 in 1 minute right here on KYNT.
What's the best beverage to enjoy while rooting on your team? 1919 root beer, of course. 1919 is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. The unique recipe and these choice ingredients make 1919 the creamiest, full-bodied draft root beer available. Find it in 12 packs and single-serve cans at grocery, convenience stores, and restaurants. 1919 is alcohol-free and contains no caffeine, making it a beverage of choice at any time for anyone in the family.
Farming is hard work. Between managing crops, livestock, and equipment, there's not much time left to handle financing and loans. At Dakota Mac, we can help you do the heavy lifting when it comes to ag financing. Whether you're a full-time farmer, an investor, or a young and beginning farmer, we're here for you for all your ag lending needs. Let Dakota Mac help you work smarter, not harder.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
One quarter in the books. It's all Northwestern as they lead 14-0 over Mount Marty, along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum. And one of the stats that stands out, 5 first downs for Northwestern, just 1 for Mount Marty after that first quarter. As Gross goes to the air, throws the long ball, and it's almost intercepted, incomplete. It bounced off of Muhammad. He turned at the last second, didn't see it, and it bounced off his right thigh at about the 5-yard line as Gross threw the deep ball on 1st and 10 from the Lancer 46. And I like the play call coming out of the quarter break. They went for broke.
Yeah, it just wasn't a great throw. Obviously went to the wrong shoulder of the receiver. He had to turn and make the adjustment, and the DB had to turn and make the adjustment as well. Luckily for the offense, he was slow in doing so, and the ball just hit him in the side as he was turning.
We'll check out some of those first quarter stats in the moment. 2nd and 10 coming up, 3 receivers to the right, and they'll hand the ball off to the backup running back, and that's that redshirt freshman, Gabe Martin. He'll get across the 45 to the 41, gain of 5. What do you got for some quick stats?
Well, a lot of sacks so far from Northwestern. Rugby Riken has already been sacked multiple times. Egley and Lorenzen both have a half sack. Dema has a sack on his own. There's been a fumble, a pass breakup, and a blocked
punt.
Blocked punt there as well. There's been tackles for loss. It has been Northwestern just getting down the field and getting in the face of the quarterback defensively. Offensively, we've talked about him all game. Connor McQuillan's just having a day.
3rd down and 5. Out of the shotgun, straight drop back, quick throw, caught by the tight end Carroll, out of bounds near the 30-yard line. They're going to say his foot stepped out at the 32. Peyton Carroll, the junior out of Brandon, his 2nd catch on the year. And now Northwestern is 3 of 3 on 3rd down opportunities. Move the chains there at the Lancer 32. Time of possession was favoring Mount Marty. Of course, we all know that's the most misleading stat in sports. 1st and 10, Red Raiders. They are now operating left to right on your radio dial, moving into the sun. This is a north-south field here. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Keeper, Gross, runs to the left, spins through a man across the 25. Ball's loose, it's on the ground, it's a fumble, and I believe it's going to belong to Mount Marty as they recover near the 21. It's a fumble, and yes, it's Lancer football.
David Wilson, I'm pretty sure, is the guy who picked that one up, was able to get the fumble, get it into his arms, secure it, and get out of bounds. That Lancer team gets the ball back. They force the turnover. They get the ball out of the freshman quarterback's arms.
And now the Lancers, with the ball at the 22-yard line, have it first down and 10. As they operate right to left on your radio dial, just underway, second quarter, 13:22 left until halftime. 14-0 Red Raiders on top. Pistol formation, 2 receivers either side. Hartz up the middle, crashes into the line, pushes ahead, 3-yard gain, and that is all. The fumble was forced by Gabe Bastista and recovered by, I believe it was, Wilson. And that is a big, big turnover.
Baptista's second forced fumble in as many games. He's the one who forced that one this last week against Dakota Wesleyan at the end of the game.
Pistol formation, play action. Riken being pressured, scrambles to his left, looking, throws on the run. He's just going to throw it out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, he was rolling to his left, being chased. He had heavy pressure. He had Fitzgerald in one-on-one coverage downfield, but he would have had to throw on his run at a full sprint across his body, and there was tight coverage on Fitzgerald. It was probably a good decision to just throw that one out of bounds, survive a down, go to third down without losing yards or the possession.
Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Aztec. Build your career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Third down and 7, 12:43 left until halftime. Lancers trying to convert on third down. They've only done it once in 5 opportunities. Straight drop back, pocket collapsing, pass over the middle. It's incomplete. Intended for Broadnax, penalty flag down at the 43-yard line.
That's going to save the Lancer drive. Northwestern just got off the field. The penalty flags, if it's on the defense, will extend this one.
Could be pass interference, and the Northwestern fans not happy. Pass interference is the call. That's a 15-yard walk-off, automatic first down for Mount Marty as they get bailed out there on the pass. That was a little bit short, but Broadnax came back to it, and he was bumped before the ball got to his hands.
Yeah, the pass was well short, and that's what led to the defensive pass interference. He had to go back to the ball through the defender.
From the 40-yard line of the Lancers, they have it first and 10. Riken, a tight end on the right side, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hirsch into the game, the backup running back. He'll run to his right and get 2 yards. That is Kyle Hirsch, the freshman out of Gayville, South Dakota. Had 28 yards on 9 carries coming into the game. And he'll have a 2-yard gain there. Mount Marty football today brought to you in part by Sureco. When you need to be sure, make it Sureco. Hirsch is going to trot out as a receiver to the left side. A little bit of confusion here, but they got 15 on the play clock. 3 receivers to the left, and now Hirsch will move and stand on the right side of his quarterback in the shotgun set. Here comes the blitz. Quick release. Hirsch out of the backfield, catches it, tumbles forward. He's down, but a yard shy of the first down marker. That was a good read by Rugby Riken.
And a great catch from Hirsch. The pass was high. He had to go up in the air to grab that and then kind of backpedal, stay on his feet to get a few extra yards. Third and short. Here we go.
And quickly the Lancers to the line. Pistol formation. Handoff. Hirsch puts his head down, spins, gets away, has the first down across midfield. Gain of about 2. He needed 1. Move the chains. First down Lancers. First time today. They are in Red Raider territory. 11:25 left to go until halftime. Northwestern 14, Mount Marty nothing, but the Lancers, this is their best drive of the afternoon. As they operate right to left on your radio dial. Here comes Hartz back into the game. At the running back position in the pistol. Fitzgerald in motion from right to left. No, that's Hirsch who stays into the game. He'll make a man miss, runs to his right. He'll get to the 44-yard line, gain of 4. So Lancers starting to find a little bit of a rhythm here.
Now they're capitalizing on the momentum of the fumble. Defense turn it into offense. This is what you want to see. The defense gets off the field with a turnover. Lancers are now driving down the field.
And the Lancers got to get points on this particular possession.
Yes, they do.
15 on the play clock. 10:40 on the game clock here in quarter number 2, 14-0. Red Raiders on top. Hirsch to the right of his quarterback, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun set, straight drop back, pocket collapsing, Reichen throws, and it's caught by Hirsch. He backpedals, and he will get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all. No gain on the safety valve pass to the running back. And boy, that pass rush for the Red Raiders has been fierce all game long.
Yeah, it's been exactly like that all game long. It's been like that the last 4 years. Northwestern's pass rush is one of the best in the country. Lancers have got to make quick decisions today, run plays where the quarterback can get the ball out of his hands on his first or second read. If you're getting to the third read against this Northwestern team, you're already sacked.
Yeah, you're probably looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
Third down. Shotgun set. Hirsch to the right of his quarterback. Hansen in motion. Play action. Pass over the middle. It is going to be off the shoulder pad of Brodnax. Incomplete at the 31. He was open along the sideline, but I was wondering if he was too close to the sideline and was thinking about getting his feet down before the ball came into his hands.
Yeah, just didn't quite get a look at the ball, and that's unfortunate. That was one of the better balls we've seen from Rugby Reichen throwing downfield so far this year. As we've seen in the first 2 games, they've been doing a lot of screens. They've struggled to get the connection downfield. That one was perfect. Right over the top, had perfect arc over the top of a defender, right into the shoulder pad of his intended receiver. Just dropped on third down.
Finder to punt. Takes the snap from his own 45. High kick, not very far. Fair catch called for. And a smart play there by Ty Schaefer as he ran up in a hurry and collected that one. He was not going to let that one bounce if he could help it. And a good fair catch on the short punt. Ball down at about the 18-yard line of the Red Raiders. And that's where they will have it, 1st and 10. Mount Marty football today brought to you in part by Conklin Distributing. Wellness should feel good and taste good. That's why Alani Nu offers a range of delicious energy drinks to support your goals while bringing bright, bold flavors to your daily routine. With just 10 calories and no sugar or gluten, it's Alani Nu energy drinks. They're a healthy way to fuel your fun. From the left hash mark at the 18-yard line, operating left to right on your radio dial in their own territory, Northwestern, 1st and 10. McQuillan stands next to his quarterback in the shotgun set. He'll run it to his left, looking for a hole. Gets to the sideline, and he runs out of bounds across the 20 near the 22-yard line. Chasing him out of bounds was Amir Conley. Only a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7 coming up. 9:15 and counting here in the second quarter. Northwestern 14, Mount Marty nothing. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. It is a Saturday afternoon, our first afternoon game of the season.
Yeah.
We've had night games so far. We've got 2 more and a late afternoon game next week. We'll tell you more about that during the halftime show, which is coming up. Play action, rollout, Gross to his right, throws over the middle, caught, hit right away at the 31-yard line. Carroll, the tight end, catches it, Peyton Carroll, and he was drilled wide away by Gabe Baptista, but that's a 1st down for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, put his wide receiver in a little bit of danger there, though. Thrown over the middle of the field. Receiver catches that one, turns upfield, and a strike zone hit from the strong safety. Held on, thankfully, but Baptista lit him up there.
Peyton Carroll, the 225-pound junior out of Brandon, was pulled down at the 32-yard line. 1st down after about a 10-yard reception. Carroll now lines up as a slot to the left-hand side. McQuillan up the middle, puts his head down, gets a yard, and that is all. A good job by the middle of that defense to collapse and just shut down that running play. And in on the tackle, Lane Ferguson. And also Terrell Klein in there. 2nd down coming up. Lane Ferguson, a junior out of Roosevelt. He's wearing 92 today. He was initially listed in our programs as 94 with the uniform number. 2nd down and about 9. Shotgun set, play action. Gross has a pocket, throws. It's tipped incomplete. David Wilson knocked it away from Ty Schaefer at about the 37-yard line, and Wilson's so close to getting an interception.
David Wilson, outside of the very first 2 plays that were run on this offensive side of the ball for Northwestern, has just been very effective. If you remember that very short field Northwestern had it at the 7-yard line of the Lancers, it was David Wilson who missed McQuillan as he cut up into the end zone, slammed his hands into the ground. He was frustrated with himself. From that point, he's been just about perfect. He has a deflection there. He recovered the fumble on the last drive, and he's been in there getting tackles.
3rd down and 9, the defensive line shifting around, shotgun set. Gross has time. Here comes a late blitzer. He'll run forward, trying to outrun Norman. Pass caught downfield, Scouting across the 50 to the 40, knocked down at the 39-yard line. Scouting along the right sideline. He was the safety valve downfield, and he found a little bit of an opening for his quarterback, Hayden Gross.
Good to see him getting receptions. As we spoke with the voice of the Red Raiders a little earlier in this pregame show, he was injured for a lot of last year, coming off that injury. He's having a good year so far. Had 4 catches last week for 76 yards. That's his first one today.
Yeah, Scouting, a junior out of Orange City. And it's 1st down and 10. Red Raiders, they're on the move with 6:45 left to go here in the first half. They're at the Lancer 38-yard line, 1st and 10. 3 receivers out to the right. McQuillan takes the handoff, running to his left, jumps over a defender, pushes the pile to the 34-yard line. Forward progress stopped there. McQuillan, just one of those battering rams, but he comes up slowly, and now he goes down to his knees as Gabe Martin comes in, and the referees will stop the clock with 6:19 left, and that is not a sign the Red Raider fans want to see. Their All-American running back down on all fours and right at about the 37-yard line. Training staff coming out to him. He was kind of favoring his right leg as he started coming off the field, and then he decided to shut things down. We hope it's nothing serious. The Red Raider fans here awful quiet here. 6:19 left to go here in the second quarter. Want to remind you that Mount Marty football today brought to you in part by Lewis and Clark Ford. They're a proud sponsor of Mount Marty Athletics, and visit them at 4th and Capitol in Yankton, or go online at lewisandclarkford.com. And McQuillan back up on his feet, favoring, I think it's that right leg there, Tehl.
Yeah, it looks like the right leg. He was just holding the back of his thigh, maybe a hip problem here. He took a heavy shot on that play. I think the first guy there was Dalen Norman. It's a big dude for the Lancers, and then 3 or 4 other gold hats all swarmed to the football, pushed him back, and they all fell on top of him as they pushed the running back over backwards. And that's a dangerous place to be, is at the bottom of a pile.
Yep, so McQuillan, he is standing on the sideline talking to one of the assistant coaches. He takes his helmet off. Chances are he'll probably not reappear in this trial again. We hope the young man's okay as we are back to action. It is 2nd down and about 6. Straight drop back. Gross looks over the middle, rolls out to his right, being pursued, throws on the run towards the sideline, incomplete over everybody's head.
Good catch from one of the recruits here. Looks like they've got a couple of high school recruits here on a visit day is what it appears to be. One of them catches it there, and they're all having a good time.
Yep, and you talk about recruiting, and every college does that. They'll bring in some of those prospective students and have them stand on the sideline, try to get a taste of the atmosphere here.
And what better day than senior day?
Yeah.
Guaranteed a packed house.
And a good crowd on hand, good contingent of Lancer fans across the way here. 5:49 left until halftime. A big 3rd down for the Lancer defense. 3rd and 7. Somebody moved early. They're going to blow the play dead. There's a receiver on the far side of the field, and that was Scouting. He got about a 2-3 step start, and that'll back up Northwestern, I believe, 5 yards.
That's a big down for that to happen. It turns 3rd and 6 into 3rd and 11. The Lancers all of a sudden with a real chance of getting off the field.
Yep. And that makes it interesting because you think before it may be 4-down territory.
Absolutely.
But if this are an incomplete pass here, one would think a punting situation would be coming up for Northwestern. Let's see how they'll deploy 3 receivers out on the right-hand side. Martin, the lone running back, to the left of his quarterback in the shotgun set. 4-man front. Here come the Lancers. They got some pressure. Carlstead Missed, and there's a little jump pass caught by Martin, the safety valve. He'll be knocked out of bounds near the first down marker. Somebody lost a helmet. That was one of the linemen. That's Corver Hupke, and he has to check out of the game, and he will be replaced by Joel Bayens, a freshman out of Des Moines. And here's a good sign for Northwestern. McQuillan is back into the game. And a timeout called by Northwestern. They want to regroup here with 5:40 left to go. First quarter, 4th down and 2 coming up. We'll take a 30-second timeout. This timeout brought to you by Pizza Ranch. For legendary chicken and the best pizza, it's Yankton Pizza Ranch. They're on Broadway. Call them at 665-1222. Back in just 30 seconds right here on KYNT.
Great football teams have key players in the lineup, and that's also true at Lewis and Clark Ford. The new 2024 Lincoln Navigator is big enough to cart your team around, and right now at Lewis and Clark Ford, get up to $6,500 off and 0% for 60 months. The hard-working 2024 F-150 has up to $13,000 off with Ford Flex Buy. See us for the details. We got a great team and great deals here at Lewis and Clark Ford, 4th and Capitol, Yankton.
First time of the game called by Northwestern, and that allows them to return Corver Hupke, the sophomore left guard, back into the lineup. 4th and about 2. Ball at the 30-yard line, and Northwestern, they're going to go for it here. They'll split one receiver out to the right, one out to the left. Schaefer in close on the right side. Here comes a man in motion. Handoff up the middle. First down and more for McQuillan across the 20. He'll get to near the 16-yard line. A big hole opened up by that offensive line. First down, Red Raiders.
And who'd they run behind? Corver Hupke, the sophomore that lost his helmet on that last play. They call the timeout, so they're able to keep him out there for that big 4th down, and they run right behind him.
Yep, he lost his helmet. That means he has to come out. But if a timeout is called, that allows the team, whoever has that particular player lose the helmet, they are allowed to bring him back in. And on that 4th down play, they went to their All-American running back, Connor McQuillan, from the 16-yard line of the Lancers. First down and 10, Red Raiders. They are in the red zone once again. Shotgun set. McQuillan tries to bounce to the left side. Stutter step. Fights through a tackle at the 14-yard line and lunges ahead to the 11-yard line. We're under 5 minutes to go until halftime. Red Raiders up 14-0, looking to extend that lead.
Lancers were so close to getting off the field there. That 3rd down play, a very good one from Hayden Gross, able to pitch it forward under heavy pressure. Maybe should have been sacked there. Able to run it, get it to 4th and short, and then convert. Lancers were so close. Now they've got to stop them inside of the 15.
2nd down and about 5. McQuillan to the right of his quarterback. He'll take the handoff, run up the middle. He'll get a yard, and that's all. Crashes into the line, but there were 3 white jerseys there.
Now at the 10-yard line, it's one of those where if you're able to get the stop right at the line of scrimmage or behind, they could kick the field goal. If they get a yard or 2 here, they could do exactly what they just did, go for it on 4th down. We'll see. It's a big 3rd down now, right at the 10-yard line.
Under 4 minutes to go here until halftime. Here come the Red Raiders. They've got the double tight end set. 2 receivers out to the right. Straight drop back. Throw to the end zone, right side. Scouten catches it. Touchdown. He managed to get away from Josiah Gaetani, and a touchdown on a beautifully thrown ball by Hayden Gross. That is his 4th passing touchdown. Oh, check that. It was Baptista. Baptista was the defensive back that he got away from. But what a nice route run by Tanner Scouten, and that ball was just delivered to. That was just on target.
Yeah, it was perfect. Right in stride, stretch out where only the receiver could get it. Got it inside right before he was able to get to the out-of-bounds marker. It was perfect.
Great execution by Northwestern. The point after kick is on the way, and it is good. 3:34 left until halftime. Red Raiders 21, Lancers nothing. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds on KYNT.
Enjoy some Yankton hospitality at the Fairfield Inn and Suites or the Holiday Inn Express. As the newest hotel in Yankton, the Fairfield offers you a comfortable, relaxing stay in modern rooms. For business travelers, Fairfield is the perfect place to rest after a long day of work or use their meeting room for small meetings. The Holiday Inn Express features large family rooms, hot breakfast, and free happy hour. To get a great rate and flexible reservation changes for either hotel, call the Fairfield or Holiday Inn Express direct.
That last scoring drive, very impressive. 12 plays, 82 yards, 6 minutes, 1 second time of possession, 10-yard pass from Hayden Gross to Tanner Skelton. That makes it 21-0 with 3:34 left here in the first half. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. It is Hansen and Broadnax back deep to return this kick. Coming up from Eli Stater. Got the halftime show coming up here in just a bit. We'll tell you more about it when an opportunity presents itself. Lancers do have all 3 timeouts left. 3.5 minutes plus to work with. Let's see what they can do. Short kick, high end over end, and it's going to be fair caught by one of the up men for Mount Marty. I think it was Justin Ogle.
Yeah, the senior wide receiver able to bring that one in. Now the Lancer offense marches back out there. The 4-minute offense. Now what we're going to see, 3:34 on the clock. They need points before halftime.
Rugby Riken just 3 of 6 passing, 13 yards. He's been sacked 1 time, heavily pressured. And Malachi Hart so far held to 19 yards on 8 carries.
Yeah, the 3 pass completions as well, all of them to running backs on checkdowns.
Pistol formation. Here comes Fitzgerald in motion. Handoff. Hartz gets by 1 man, runs into a couple of tacklers. They shove him back. And he'll get about 2 yards from the 27 to the 29-yard line on that carry.
One thing you don't want to do here is have a 3 and out, specifically because Northwestern deferred to start this game. They deferred, gave the Lancers the ball, which means they get the ball first out of halftime. You don't want to give them the ball back this half and let them go 2 for 1.
Pistol formation with 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff. Hartz up the middle, has a hole. His longest run of the day gets him across the 40, and that'll move the chains all the way to the 41-yard line. First down, that's a gain of about a dozen. And that is by far the longest play today by the Lancer offense. First play that's in double figures. First down, coming up on the 2.5 minute mark. And remember, we've got that extra timeout with the 2-minute timeout coming up here. Pistol formation, again, 3 receivers. High snap, up the middle. Hartz across the 45, gets to the 47. Nice gain. About 6 yards on the play. They're going to say his knee down at the 46-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 5. Lancers do not appear to be in a hurry. 2:05 on the clock, and I don't think they're going to get a play off before we hit the 2-minute timeout here in Orange City. Northwestern ahead of Mount Marty, 21-0. We'll be back in 1 minute with more football right here on KYNT.
Looking for an easy way to travel? Let Foreman Charters do the driving for your next trip. Upcoming Christmas tours include Branson on November 17th to 22nd, features Christmas shows like the Grand Jubilee Buffet Dinner and Show, Showboat Branson Bell Dinner Cruise, and so much more. On December 6th to 8th, it's a musical Christmas in the Twin Cities area featuring the White Christmas and the Chanhassen Dinner Theater, and shopping at Mall of America. For more on Foreman Charter tours, go to foremanbus.com.
Sherco's newest wireless remote system, the SureLink, is based on the most advanced industrial Bluetooth technology, delivering greater reliability and range. The Sherco Pro offers Sherco's best-in-class express operation for simple, single-touch operation. Looking for a low-cost option? Then the SureLink EZR remote may be right for you. Give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
2 minutes to go until halftime. It's Northwestern 21, Mount Marty nothing. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. Lancers on the march, right to left on your radio dial. They're at their own 46-yard line, 2nd down and 5. Empty backfield. Now Hartz will trot out now behind his quarterback, pistol formation. They'll hand it to him again. Tries to bounce to the outside, trying to turn the corner. Slips past one man, but he is gang tackled. No gain on the play. Forward progress back to the line of scrimmage at all. And again, that defense for Northwestern moving very well side to side.
Now it's 3rd down. Northwestern's got a chance to get off the field here. I'm wondering whether they wanted to take that timeout with 2 minutes on the clock and one more in their pocket here on 3rd down. They decide not to go for it.
Yeah, they have 2 timeouts left, so they're going to probably save them, hoping that their defense can rise to the occasion here on 3rd and 5.
If they get off the field here, they'll use one, though.
Shotgun set, empty backfield. Pressure coming. Riken escapes one man, rolls to his left, throws over the middle, and it's going to be caught, and it's going to be a 1st down across the 40-yard line to the 39, and Trevor Fitzgerald. The clock will stop temporarily. 1:10 left. Chains need to be reset. Here come the Lancers. They're quickly lining up. 1st and 10 from the Red Raider 39-yard line. Pistol formation, and now they'll look to the sideline. Clock ticking away. Lancers do have all 3 timeouts left. Hirsch into the game at a running back to the left of his quarterback. He'll stay in and block, and here comes the pressure. Riken rolling out, throws on the move, and it's caught by Rex Riken near the 1st down marker. They'll stop the clock.
Maybe it's time to take a timeout. Lancers still have 3 in their pocket. 43 seconds left in the first half. You've got momentum here inside of the 30, but the clock is starting to tick away on you.
Yep. That was a 1st down, gain of 10 on that last play. Lancers burning a lot of time. Again, they've got all 3 timeouts. And have they finally called a timeout?
Somebody did.
I think Northwestern called timeout on defense, so they bailed out the Lancers with 29 seconds left to go here in the first half. This timeout brought to you by Pizza Ranch. For legendary chicken and the best pizza, it's Yankton Pizza Ranch on Broadway. Call them at 665-1222. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this quick timeout right here on KYNT.
Pizza Ranch is all about the cookie. This is Mike from Yankton Pizza Ranch. Get ready for our famous family-sized chocolate chip cookie filled with chewy, gooey, chocolatey goodness. And right now, you can feed your group for just $20. Grab our online pizza deal, 2 single-topping medium pizzas, a small cheesy ranch sticks, and a small cactus bread, all for $20. Simply go to pizzaranch.com to order now.
Whoa, that's good.
FM 1021 and AM 1450. KYNT, Yankton.
Very quick moving first half of football here. We got 29 seconds left to go until the intermission. Northwestern on top of Mount Marty, 21-0, but the Lancers are on the move. They got 3 timeouts left, 29 seconds, 1st and 10 from the Red Raider 29-yard line. Shotgun set. Riken drops back, throws a home run ball over the middle, intended for Broadnax, off his fingertips, incomplete in the end zone. Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, just led him too far in the end zone, just a bit overthrown. Broadnax in single coverage right up the seam. I like the decision, just couldn't quite connect.
Nope, they had the right pattern called. Jackson Wachholz was going to check in, but Broadnax makes it back to the huddle. 20 on the play clock. Riken has the empty backfield. 2 receivers either side, and now Hirsch will move over, stand to the left of his quarterback. High snap, brought down. Here comes the pressure. Roll out to the right. Throws down the sideline. It is going to be caught by Broadnax near the 11-yard line. And will they call timeout?
They've got 16 seconds on the clock. They've got 3
they're
timeouts.
signaling. They're finally signaling a timeout with 16 seconds left. And the Lancer offense, I think it was the offensive coordinator down there. He was standing right next to the ref. signaling timeout with his hands, and
That's because he could see John Micheletti. I just watched John run, sprint all the way down from the 40-yard line down to the 10-yard line where the official is, signaling timeout the whole way as he was running. Lancers still have 2 in their pocket, so they can still run the ball. They can still use the middle of the field, and they've got 11 yards to go.
This timeout brought to you by Pizza Ranch. For legendary chicken and the best pizza, it's Yankton Pizza Ranch. They're located on Broadway. 665-1222, that's the number. We'll keep it here during this timeout. We've got a big halftime program coming up to you. We'll recap the stats. We'll give you rundowns from other scores or from around the GPAC around the country. We also got an interview coming up, do we not?
Absolutely. We spoke with members of the Mount Marty University volleyball team this week. Get an update on their season.
Volleyball in the GPAC, it's the toughest conference in the country. No doubt about that, and it has been for quite some time. 1st and 10. Ball at the 12-yard line of the Red Raiders. Hirsch moves into the backfield to the left of his quarterback. 3 receivers out to the right. Quick swing out pass. Hirsch catches it at the 10, cuts back to the middle, dives ahead to the 6. Micheletti calls timeout, and he'll get it with 10 seconds left. And this timeout brought to you by Pizza Ranch. You can call them at 665-1222. They're located on Broadway. They got legendary chicken and the best pizza. It's Yankton Pizza Ranch. Again, we'll keep it here during the break. So we've just got a few seconds left to go with here until halftime. So the Lancers have it at the 7-yard line. 2nd down, call it about 5. 10 seconds on the clock. They've got a timeout left.
Yeah.
Possibly 3 plays available. And if you're Mount Marty, you got to think 7, but depending on the situation, you'll take any points at this particular
you'll
juncture.
take any points for sure. Obviously, with 10 seconds on the clock, you've got 1 timeout. You can still go anywhere you need to on the field on this next play. The only thing that cannot happen is you take a loss here or something like a sack. The one thing you cannot do is go backwards in a situation like this, because if you do have to settle, you need to stay in close. Get the 3.
And it's something, if you're quarterback, if you can get outside of the pocket, don't be afraid to throw the ball out of bounds.
No, you gotta think of the clock. You can't waste too much time on any one play.
10 seconds left. Here we go, 2nd down and 5. Rex Reichen slips over to the left side of the tight end. Here comes the blitz. Rugby Reichen throws to the end zone, high pass over everybody's head, incomplete in the left corner. 4 seconds left. And here comes the field goal unit for Mount Marty. They took a shot, but that pass was well over everybody's head in the left corner of the end zone. And now it is Jack Finder to try a field goal from the right hash mark. This will be a 25-yard attempt. And Jace Manker, the backup quarterback, is the holder. Snapper is Michael Wallen. Made a field goal last week that sent him into overtime. Line drive kick. It's got the height. It is good. And that is how we will end the first half of football. A 25-yard field goal by Jack Finder. And it's 21-3 in favor of Northwestern over Mount Marty here at the intermission. We've got the halftime show coming up. The halftime show brought to you by Parker Hannafin. Parker of Yankton is excited to announce a generous wage increase for all production positions. Choose your specialty, choose your shift, and enjoy amazing benefits from day one and new increased wages. Learn more at parker.com. Back in a couple of minutes. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. This is Mount Marty Football, and you are listening to KYNT.
It's day one of your new career. Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for material handlers, machine operators, and setups for both day and night shifts. Along with a full benefits package beginning your first day on the job, Parker is offering a second shift pay differential of $235 plus a $1,000 retention bonus. Paid vacation, sick leave, 13 paid holidays, medical, dental, vision, supplemental, and paid life insurance all begin day one. Quarterly profit sharing and a 5% matching 401k plan. Fully vested on day one. Apply now at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
As a proud community bank, Core Trust delivers more than just checking and savings accounts. We invest in the cities and towns where we live and work by volunteering to coach youth sports teams, supporting local charities and the arts with our time and resources. Whether we live in a rural town in South Dakota or a suburban city in Minnesota, it's a place we call home. Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations.
Member FDIC.
Hungry for the best chicken wings in town? Then head to Checker Sports Bar and Grill. Whether you're craving mild, hot, or something with a kick, they've got the wings that will keep you coming back for more. They'll have every NFL game on so you won't miss a moment of the action. Grab a cold one, cheer on your favorite team, and enjoy the ultimate game day atmosphere. Wings, football, friends, it's all at Checkers. Open daily for all of your wing cravings. At Triple Time Rudy's, not only do you get top-notch fuel to keep you on the move, but it's a destination for delicious local treats. You'll find quality South Dakota products like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. It's your community's pit stop for more than just fuel. Triple Time Rudy's supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, stop by Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway. A big thank you from Mount Marty University to one of Yankton's greatest employers and friend of the community, Aztec. They're very proud to support the Mount Marty Lancers. The vision at Aztec is to build industry-changing solutions that create life-changing opportunities. And you can build a career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Click careers at aztecindustries.com. Best wishes, Mount Marty, from your friends at Aztec.
James and I are having a beef.
About which Runza burger is best.
It's the savory Swiss mushroom. Hands down.
No, it's the double cheeseburger. 2 burgers better than 1, 'cause math.
The spicy Jack burger is also good.
True. Wait, why are we fighting?
I forget. Come get your favorite Runza burger today, because Runza makes it all better.
Want the best fast food burger around? Try Runza on Broadway by Menards in Yankton.
It's game time, and Bud Light Chelada's got your back. With its perfect blend of tangy tomato and lime and the smooth refreshment of Bud Light. It's the drink that goes all 4 quarters, from pregame to the final whistle. Chelada's the perfect playmaker for your football season. Crisp, refreshing, and full of bold flavor. Just like every game day should be. For every fan, for every play, Bud Light Chelada is the game day essential. So grab a Chelada, kick back, and enjoy the game.
Make the move with Mason and the Move Group. The home buying process can be complex and overwhelming, and you may feel intimidated by the amount of information you need to learn. But you don't have to go it alone. Trust our professional real estate team to guide you through the process. From negotiating the best price to navigating the paperwork, you can expect help every step of the way. So call me, Mason Schramm, with the Move Group, and make the move with Mason.
Welcome back to Orange City, Iowa. Corver Field at Double Stadium. It's 21-0 21-3, I should say. Red Raiders over Mount Marty. The Lancers got a field goal as time expired there in the second quarter. A 24-yard field goal by Jack Finder capped an 11-play, 66-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 34 seconds off the clock. I'm Steve Thum. He's Tehl Tanner here. Third game of the year for the Lancers. Second game of the year for the Red Raiders. And the Red Raiders got off to a great start. They got a block punt early on, set up a short field, and they just cashed in right away.
Yeah, they just cashed in right away. Got the ball at the 7-yard line of Mount Marty. Took them 2 plays. They get in the end zone. After that, Lancers are stuffed on 3rd and short. After that, they get 4th and short in their own territory. I'm still not mad at the call. You're on the road against the number 2 team in the nation, a team that shut you out 40-something to 0 last year. You're a heavy underdog. Go for it. Didn't get it. Setups Northwestern with a short field. Once again, hindsight's a thing. I still don't hate the call.
I like the call too.
I like it, and it's one of those where Northwestern was able to capitalize on it, go up 14-0. After that, we had a dogfight. We only saw another 10 points scored, 3 by the Lancers, 7 by the Red Raiders through the entire rest of the next quarter and a half.
Yeah, the Red Raiders on their third touchdown, 12-play, 82-yard drive. Tanner Scouten catching a 10-yard pass from Hayden Gross. Hayden Gross scoring a rushing touchdown today as well. And then in the final moments, Mount Marty marches down the field, their best drive of the day, 11 plays, 66 yards, some key passes by Rugby Riken. And that's why we stand 21-3 here at the halftime. This halftime, of course, being brought to you by Parker Hannafin. And before we get to the stats, we've you got an update on USD football here. Something strange going on out on the West Coast at Portland State.
Yeah, this one was just about ready to kick off, but South Dakota Coyotes football versus Portland State has been called off due to illness within the Viking program. This was called in a little over an hour ago now is when this one was officially released. But the contest of South Dakota Coyote football at Portland State called off. And this one's wild there. They were there. They were there setting up for the game. The team was there. And I'm good friends with the radio crew for South Dakota. They were set up as we were here today. Set up right before they were ready to go live when this announcement came in. We do actually have, courtesy of Jay Elson at Midco on Twitter, a quote from John Schemmel, the athletic director of USD, when he said, "We respect the decision made by the administration and doctors of Portland State today. Obviously disappointed for our team to lose an opportunity to compete, but we're focused on getting home so we can focus on Drake." That's their game next week.
You know, and you would expect something like that maybe 3-4 years ago when the COVID outbreak happened, but that is not the case today from what we understand. So, wow, strange things afoot out on the West Coast at Portland State, and just because of the way schedules are, chances are that game will not be made up unless somehow they can find a way to make it happen. That would be a very, very tall task there, the way college football seasons are set up and pretty tight scheduling, so a lot of planning goes in advance. So no Yote football today. So if you're expecting that, well, hey, just hang out with us here today as we're bringing you Lancer football here on KYNT. Let's check out the stats while we got a moment. Game stats brought to you by the Meat Lodge. You want top quality meat at great prices? Head to the Meat Lodge in Yankton. They're on the way to the lake. That's on Highway 52. Tehl, what do you got?
Well, the Lancers got the offense moving right at the end of that half. So in terms of first downs, Mount Marty has 7 of them in the day. Northwestern 10. In terms of the total rushes for yards, Lancers have ran the ball 19 times for 47 yards, Northwestern 17 times for 80 yards. Passing yards, 94 for Northwestern, 60 for the Lancers. In terms of total offense, Northwestern has run 27 plays for 174 yards. Lancers 31 plays for 107 yards. There have been 1 turnover so far, not on downs. Lancers did turn 1 over on downs a little earlier, but Northwestern coughed it up on a fumble on a drive that was inside of the 30-yard line of Lancer territory. They're able to force that fumble, get it back to the offense, and they're able to drive down the field there toward the end of the half. Third down efficiency, Lancers were 4 of 9 in the first half. They'll certainly want to get that up, 44%. Northwestern, 5 of 6. That's the most glaring statistic right now, 5 of 6 for 83%. On fourth down, Northwestern's 1 of 1. Mount Marty's 0 of 1.
Yep, it's been dominated by the Red Raiders in many different categories, but a good drive by Mount Marty later in the second quarter does result in their 3 points. 21-3, that's our score here at the halftime. Northwestern ahead of Mount Marty. And this halftime show being brought to you by Parker Hannafin. We're going to take a time out. We'll come back with our halftime interview. That's brought to you by Marlowe, Woodward, and Huff. They are attorneys in Yankton. And who are we talking to today?
We're talking with a couple of players from Mount Marty University Volleyball. We spoke with them earlier this week on the Lancer Locker, and it's another about a 40-minute interview between myself and 2 different players for the Lancer Volleyball team and their new head coach, Sophia Lobo-Pies. That's all up on our KYN-TV YouTube channel, the same place you're watching this. You'll find the Lancer Locker if you scroll back to Monday. And this segment we're going to roll in a couple minutes just about the players.
All right, let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back with that interview here. It's halftime over in Orange City, Iowa. That's where we're at today. The home team, Northwestern, ahead of Mount Marty, 21-3. Back with that interview after this 1-minute timeout right here on KYNT.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
What's the best beverage to enjoy while rooting on your team? 1919 root beer, of course. 1919 is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. The unique recipe and these choice ingredients make 1919 the creamiest, full-bodied draft root beer available. Find it in 12 packs and single-serve cans at grocery, convenience stores, and restaurants. 1919 is alcohol-free and contains no caffeine, making it a beverage of choice at any time for anyone in the family. All right, back in the halftime show from Parker Hannafin. We go now to our halftime interview from Marlowe, Woodward, and Huff, attorneys at law in Yankton. Our pregame interview today halftime interview today with the Mount Marty University volleyball team. I spoke with a senior in Cassidy Meyer and a freshman in Caitlin Gunther on this week's Lancer Locker, all about the new head coach of the volleyball team and the season start so far, and of course a little bit about the athletes. That interview starts now right here on KYNT. You can find the full interview on our KYNT YouTube page. You can look up the Lancer Locker from this Monday. Now here's Cassidy Meyer and Caitlin Gunther. You just mentioned the new head coach who has been here for a moment but just got the promotion. Give me your thoughts as she's sitting here at the booth for those of you at home. She is right here as the head coach. But tell me about this head coach. Obviously, you've been around for a few coaches now, Cassidy. Can you tell me about the new one?
Yeah, so Sophia and I, she's my girl. I mean, we've been together ever since I've been here. In 2021, we came here the same year, and I think it's just really special. We've got a lot of history together, and she's been my coach all throughout these 4 years, and I'm just really grateful to have her presence here and finish it off for my senior year. She's wonderful, and she has so much knowledge about the game, and she's so court smart, and not only that, she's a great person, like outside of, like, we just go so well together, and I'm so grateful to have her here.
That was well done. I don't think she's going to make a run for that. So
Perfect.
Well done.
That's what I was going for.
Let's go to Caitlin now, obviously a freshman of this program. You just came in, so give me the reasons why you wanted to come to this program, Mount Marty Volleyball. Why was it here?
Yeah, so honestly, that's an easy answer. Throughout the recruiting process, it honestly felt like they cared about me more than just a player. They really cared about like who I am, what I stand for, and who they are and what they stand for, like, correlated really well. And so it just it was an easy decision, and I just love the family aspect that we have going on.
Talk about family. I bet you get your family up here for some games as well.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the backyard. You're from Crofton, so just 15 minutes south of here. So you get your family up for a couple games. Obviously haven't had many home games. You've had 2, but have they been able to come?
Oh, yeah, they've all been here. They traveled a little bit, too, to our first couple of tournaments, so it's been fun.
First couple of tournaments were kind of a ways out there over in Iowa, some of them quite a ways, so glad they were able to travel. Who all was traveling for you?
Yeah, so my parents, and then I have 6 younger siblings, so.
6 younger siblings.
Yes.
Wow, are they going to be athletes too?
Some of them.
Absolutely. We won't make a name.
Yeah.
Talk about your major, your minor. What'd you choose? Obviously, you're a freshman. You got a lot of time to figure out what you want to do after college, but what's the plan at the moment?
Yeah, so I love kids. I love being around them. I nanny and babysit during the summers, so I'm actually going into elementary education. We'll see if I stay in that area or go with the older, but I'm super excited about that, and then I also hope to coach someday. So.
Well, there's a coaching master's at Mount Marty. I don't know if anybody told you that.
I don't know. I've been thinking about minoring in it, but
yeah, absolutely. Well, glad to have you here at Mount Marty and in Yankton in general. So let's talk about the town. Let's talk about the town itself. Caitlin, since we're talking to you, we'll just start with you.
Perfect.
You're from the area. You're from Crofton,
Yes.
so you're probably very familiar with the Yankton already. It's one of the closer, I don't want to say big cities because this is South Dakota, there aren't big cities, but the closest thing to, I suppose. So have you spent a lot of time in Yankton?
yeah, for sure. we make our trips almost weekly here, and so getting to know the town before coming here was really nice, but then I've also experienced things I haven't yet, just with some of my new friends and teammates, so it's been fun exploring what it all has to offer.
What are some of those things you guys have been doing?
Yes, so walking the old bridge, we love doing that. Honestly, just being outdoors, doing anything. We've been to Dairy Dock a few times already. But
you play that mini golf course right next to it too?
No, we haven't yet.
You should. I bet y'all would get very competitive.
Yes. I'm sure.
Any bets on who'd be winning that one?
Probably Cass over here, honestly. She's probably got it down.
Putt is, I'm pretty competitive, but I get impatient, so I don't know if golf and putt is really my thing.
You'd be the one throwing a club
Yeah.
if you have
Exactly. Yeah.
It's day one of your new career. Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for material handlers, machine operators, and setups for both day and night shifts. Along with a full benefits package beginning your first day on the job, Parker is offering a second shift pay differential of $235 plus a $1,000 retention bonus. Paid vacation, sick leave, 13 paid holidays, medical, dental, vision, supplemental, and paid life insurance all begin day one. Quarterly profit sharing and a 5% matching 401k plan. Fully vested on day one. Apply now at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
Rewarding you for doing everyday things, like buying gas, shopping, and dining local. Does your bank do that? If you're a Core Trust customer, your bank does that. When you open a premium or preferred checking account and meet requirements, you get access to Core Trust perks powered by Bazing, an exclusive network offering 300,000 plus deals and discounts on dining, shopping, travel, fuel, and more. Visit us online, in person, or by phone. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
Just a couple of minutes away from the kickoff of the second half. We're rolling along with the halftime show brought to you by Parker Hannafin. 21-3 Red Raiders on top of Mount Marty. Check out the scoreboard brought to you by Gerstner Oil. No matter what you drive, make sure you fill up at Triple Time Rudy's there on Broadway in Yankton. Tehl, what do we got in that scoreboard?
Yeah, looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, we'll start it off with the GPAC. Some of the other scores from today. Once again, the GPAC playing a little later this year. Not everybody's starting at 1 p.m. So Concordia is at Dakota Wesleyan at 2:30. That one's just about to get underway. Some of the other games going on. Morningside is at Midland today. That one is at halftime, 14-14. Midland's hanging around in their home of Fremont. Briarcliff is at Hastings today. Hastings trying to bounce back after the loss to Northwestern last week, 27-22 with 1:46 to go in the second quarter. Hastings over Briarcliff in Hastings, Nebraska, 27-22 is the score there. Once again, games yet to be played. Concordia at Dakota Wesleyan starts at 2:30, and then Waldorf at Doane will start at 5. Those are some of the other updates out of the GPAC. We go to major college football. Some of the scores for today. Alabama starting to blow out Wisconsin 42-10 right at the moment. Number 20 Arizona fell to number 14 Kansas State yesterday. That was a big win for Kansas State, 31-7. Oklahoma State leading Tulsa 45-10 right at the moment. Michigan defeated Arizona State 28-18 looks like is the score there. And then South Carolina is currently leading LSU. Upset alert. LSU ranked at 16. South Carolina unranked. 10:34 to go in the fourth quarter. South Carolina leads 33-29.
Missouri ahead of Boston College late in the third, 24-14. Missouri number 6. Boston College number 24 in the nation. From the Mo Valley Conference, Illinois State leading Western Illinois. They're just on the way in the second half, 31-21. North Dakota ahead of Idaho State, 24-0. That game midway through the second period. Youngstown State ahead of Duquesne near halftime, 17-7. Of course, big news out of the Mo Valley is no Coyote football today, in case you missed it earlier in our halftime report.
Yeah, no Coyote football today. They're at Portland State today. They're already there getting ready for the game when it was called off. And the report that we're seeing is it was due to illness within the Portland State program. They must not have just had the bodies to put a team out on the field today. But the question now is this going to go in the books as a forfeit? You know, playoff implications with this game. The Yotes are trying to get a high seed. They've already there. Took the entire team there. They're set up in hotels. They've got everybody there flying out all the way to Portland. That costs a lot of money. You got to expect a forfeit's coming.
One would think as the opening kickoff by Finder sails into the end zone, automatic touchback. Yeah, I'm not sure what the rules on that situation would be here in the case of illness, if that goes as just a canceled game, no win, no loss, or if that does go as a forfeit for the team that can't field a team.
Sure.
That's I suppose we're going to find that out here in the next few hours as we delve into that. But first, we got football to take care of here in Orange City. Third quarter getting underway, and it will be Northwestern with the football, 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Thanks, Parker Hannafin, for sponsoring the halftime show. And now, Hayden Gross out of the shotgun, hands off. McQuillan running to his right, tried to jump over a tackler. He's tackled in the backfield for a loss.
That's David Wilson again wreaking havoc. Once again, he had a tough start to the game and bounced back. He's been perfect ever since.
Young man's playing very, very good football. He is a junior out of Chicago. All the linebackers had double-digit tackles coming into this game, and that's what you want to see, a very active linebacker core, and it's a very good core for Mount Marty. 2nd down and 12. Ball back on the 23-yard line. Straight drop back. Now the rollout. Throws towards the sideline, and nobody home. Incomplete. The intended receiver was Austin Gerard, the freshman out of Gilbert, Arizona, who's been really held quiet today. He had 6 catches a week ago, one of them for a touchdown, 136 yards, but boy, Gerard has not been a factor in this game for Northwestern.
Not too much. The Lancers are getting a little bit of pressure there, and that's what forced that incompletion. It's hard to get the pass off when you have Cameron Middleton breathing down your neck. He spun to get inside. The quarterback rolled out of the pocket, and all of a sudden he's right in the face of the quarterback. He just kind of had to throw that one up and a little off target.
All right, 3rd down and 12. Big opportunity here for the Lancer defense as Northwestern operates left to right on your radio dial. Straight drop back, pocket collapses, swing out, pass caught, tackled right away was the wide receiver, Ty Schaefer, and he was clobbered as he caught that football.
Once again, pass rush, Cameron Middleton and a couple other gold hats of the Lancers in the backfield. Quarterback has to get rid of it. Not the best throw. Running back's able to bring it in and then just gets clobbered, as you said. 4th and very long, punting. They're going to get a 3 and out to start off this second half. Mount Marty with a little momentum out of the locker room.
I think that was Jacob Lambeth that made the big hit along the sideline, as that actually went for negative yardage. A loss of 2 on the play, 4th and 14. Stater's going to punt for the first time today. That rugby-style punt gets it away. A good punt, and it's going to bounce near the 45-yard line of the Lancers, take a Northwestern roll all the way back to the 35-yard line, and that's where Mount Marty will set up the football. The second half of football today being brought to you by Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations with Core Trust. Member FDIC. Along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here. We had a very fast-moving first half of football. Literally, it took us an hour to play that, and we're already into the second half. Normally, we'd be starting halftime right about now. That first half moved along rather quickly. Lancers have it. 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. They operate right to left on your radio dial. And it's Rugby Riken at the controls. Pistol formation, Hart's behind him. Rex Riken moves over to the right side as a tight end. Receivers either side. Handoff. Hart's tries to bounce to the outside. He's met by Parker Fryer. And no gain on the play.
Parker Fryer, a very, very good middle linebacker. He's a senior, 6'3", 231 pounds out of Waukee, Iowa. He's one of their signal callers on the defensive side at the middle linebacker position. That's a good player right there, wreaking havoc.
Yeah, and he has been an active player. He's been in this program a long, long time, Parker Fryer. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Broadnax trots out to the right as a receiver. And it's going to be Fitzgerald on the left side. Now Rex Riken moves over to the left side. Play action. Rugby Riken throws over the middle. It's intercepted by Mosier at the 45-yard line. Runs to his left to the sideline, to the 30, inside the 20-yard line, and the All-American gets an interception.
Yeah, young quarterback forgot the number 1 rule. As soon as you snap the football, your first thought is, where is Cody Mosier? Unfortunately, he threw into double coverage right there, looking for his brother downfield. Mosier able to pick that one off, get his first of the year. He had 10 last season, led to an All-American season. That's number 1 this year.
He returned it all the way to the 19-yard line. What a great play there by Mosier. And now the Red Raiders, once again, how many times have we seen this? Short field to work with. 27 yards on the return. 1st and 10 inside the red zone for Northwestern. 12:29 left, third quarter. Northwestern up 21-3. Play action. Gross drops back, throws, end zone caught. Touchdown in the left side of the end zone. Sam Remerdy, the sophomore tight end out of Rock Valley, his second catch of the year. First one for a touchdown, and just like that, the Red Raiders cash in after the turnover.
Yeah, turnovers are just killers. Mount Marty had momentum, had a great drive at the end of the first half. You get 3 on the board, go into the locker room with a smile. You come out, force a 3 and out on the defensive side of things. You get the ball back, and then an interception right away, and a one-play drive from Northwestern.
19 yards on the touchdown pass to Remerdy out of Rock Valley, Iowa. Point after kick on the way, has the distance. It is good. 12:24 left to go here in the third quarter of play. 28-3, Red Raiders on top of Mount Marty. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds on KYNT.
A big thank you from Mount Marty University to one of Yankton's greatest employers and friend of the community, Aztec. They're very proud to support the Mount Marty Lancers. The vision at Aztec is to build industry-changing solutions that create life-changing opportunities. And you can build a career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Click careers at aztecindustries.com. Best wishes, Mount Marty, from your friends at Aztec.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, 5 seconds, 19 yards. Gross to Remerdy makes it 28-3, I should say. Northwestern on top of Mount Marty here in the third quarter. Along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here. Partly cloudy skies, 80 degrees here in Orange City, Iowa. Winds kicking up a little bit out of the south, but it really hasn't affected play so much here today. Well, Marty has 10 minutes more time of possession in this game. Again, shows you how misleading that stat can be. As Stater will kick it off. High end over end kick. It's sailing to the right side, and it's going to be collected. I think that's Trey Hansen on the far side of the field. He'll get to the 25-yard line, and that is all before he is shoved backwards. Mount Marty football today, brought to you in part by the Meat Lodge. Want top quality meat at great prices? Head to the Meat Lodge in Yankton. They're on the way to the lake. They're located on Highway 52.
Yeah, you talk about here we go. Now I'm unmuted. You talk about the time of possession statistic, and what it almost drew me back in time to the Mount Marty's first season ever. You remember that first season when they led in time of possession in almost every single game, and then went 0-10 as their inaugural season. But I remember we talked about that almost every week, how crazy that stat is.
Handoff, Hartz tries to bounce it to the outside on the right side. From the 23-yard line, the original line of scrimmage, he'll get to the 27, gain of 4. Mount Marty football today brought to you in part by Pizza Ranch for legendary chicken and the best pizza. It's Pizza Ranch. They're on Broadway. Call them at 665-1222. Second down and 6 coming up for the Lancers, wearing the white uniforms with the gold helmets, gold pants, navy blue numbers. Pistol formation. Again, Hartz up the middle, runs into a brick wall. No gain on the play there, as the Red Raiders have Brandon Robbins, the freshman out of Peoria, Arizona, making the tackle there. Third down and 6 coming up. Hartz has been held in check. 15 carries, 42 yards. It's a 2.8 average. Third down coming up. 6 yards to go, coming up on the 11-minute mark here. Left to go in quarter number 3. 3-man front for the Red Raiders. Empty backfield, blitz coming. Riken throws over the middle, got a man over the head of Broadnax. Incomplete at the 45-yard line of the Red Raiders. He was open.
Yeah, wide open downfield, just overthrew him again. They just haven't been able to get the connection down on the deep balls yet this season. It's gonna develop in time, but when you've got a young quarterback, sometimes it just takes a couple of games. It'll get there, it's just not there yet.
Finder to punt it away. He's standing at his own 12-yard line. And back deep is Schaefer. He's inside his own 30. Wind a little bit at the back. More of a crosswind now. From the far side to the near side of the field. Snap on target. Here comes the kick. Good punt. Fair catch called for at the 32-yard line by Schaefer. And that's where the Northwestern Red Raiders will have it, first down and 10. Mount Marty football today, brought to you in part by Foreman Charters. Let Foreman Charters do the driving for your next trip. See upcoming tours at foremanbus.com. Red Raiders had a big win over Hastings last week, 41-7. And they have been in control pretty much from the get-go here. They're up 28-3. First and 10 Red Raiders from their own 32-yard line, four-man front. And McQuillan will try the left side, spins through one tackle, and fights ahead across the 35 to the 39-yard line. Boy, McQuillan, he was shaken up earlier, shows no ill effects at the moment.
Nah, he's an All-American for a reason. That guy's just tough to bring down. He's spinning, he's jabbing, he's juking, he's just doing everything to get a gold hat away from him. Goes 7 yards downfield. Should have been at the line of scrimmage where he went down.
Second down and 3 coming up. 10:15 left to go in the third quarter. 28-3. Red Raiders on top. They operate left to right on your radio dial. It's McQuillan again. He lunges forward, has the first down at the 43-yard line. Call it a gain of 4. Move the chains for the Red Raiders. Mount Marty football today brought to you in part by Mason Schramm. Are you buying or selling? Move with Mason and the Move Group. Red Raiders deploy with a receiver out. One out to the left, two out to the right. McQuillan just behind his quarterback and to the left. Play action. Gross. Lost the football. It's loose on the ground, but he recovers it back inside the 35 at the 32-yard line. I think the ball just slipped out of his hand.
It just slipped out of his hands as he was trying to move from having it down where he caught it from the initial snap in the shotgun to going up to the throwing motion. He just let it slip out of his hands, and he got really, really lucky as that bounced once right back into his arms where he was standing. If that bounced any other direction, there were Lancer players there to pick that up.
Yeah, 2 white jerseys were Johnny on the spot, but the fortunate bounce went right back into the arms of Hayden Gross, the quarterback. Lost a bunch of yards on the play. Lost 10 overall. 2nd and 20 coming up. Throw over the middle. It's going to be caught by Scouten across midfield at the 48-yard line. Jacob Lambeth saying, hey, the ball hit the turf before it got in his hands. The referees were right there, and that's a big gain on the play. That's about a 17-yard gain. Sets up 3rd down and 3. Shotgun set. Here's the handoff. McQuillan, he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Once again, it's David Wilson. He's the one in the backfield. David Wilson having a good game here. The junior linebacker out of Chicago.
4th and about 2, and the Red Raider offense stays on the field coming up on the 8-minute mark. Left to go in the third quarter. Red Raiders up 28-3. They're going to go for it on 4th and 2 from the Lancer 48-yard line. They got to get to the 46. They'll deploy with 2 receivers to the left. 1 out to the right. Here comes Schaefer a little bit in motion. They're going to hand it off. McQuillan tries to bounce it to the outside, fighting forward. He dives. I think he got it. Boy, what an effort.
Right on the line. Lancers had him 3 yards in the backfield, and he somehow escapes. I wouldn't be surprised if they have to measure this one.
It is close. We haven't seen the chain gang yet today. Referee looks, and they're going to stop play and bring out the chain gang with 7:33 left to go here in the third quarter. What an effort by McQuillan. Looked like 3 times he was going to get stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
He's an All-American for a reason. He is just hard to get on the ground. Looking at the spot of the ball from where they need it, the nose of the football might be over, but here come the chains. I don't know. I think he's got it.
I think he got it. Referees are adjusting it. They'll stretch it out, and can't see officials in the way.
Oh, they're still deciding. Somebody pull out a note card.
First down by the nose of the football.
And the Lancers are upset. They think it wasn't there. That's a note card situation there.
Yep.
Somebody pull one out and put it down in the middle of it. I still can't believe that ever happened on national television in the NFL, but that is how close that was.
By the nose of the football. First down, Red Raiders, 7:33 left to go, third quarter. Northwestern leads Mount Marty 28-3. I'm Steve Thum, he's Tehl Tanner. And with the fresh set of downs, the Red Raiders deploy 2 receivers out to the right, 1 out to the left. Handoff, here comes the backup running back, that is Martin. He'll crash into the line and get 2 yards across the 45 to the 44-yard line. Marty football today brought to you in part by Avera. Moving health forward, it's Avera. Second down and 8. Northwestern, unbeaten in the regular season last year, made it all the way to the championship game, lost by 10 points to Riser in that championship game. Second down and 8. On the scramble is Gross, and he is going to be tackled hard about 2 yards downfield.
Lancers connected on that one, helmet to helmet, not between different teams, but between 2 Lancer players there, and the free safety, that is the middle linebacker Pickthorn down. He collided with the free safety Brinsley, I believe.
Yeah, clock stops with 6:26 left, and the training staff comes out to attend to Josh Pickthorn. What a great player he's been over the years for the Lancers, the senior out of Brandon. He is up, and he is walking, now jogging to the far side of the field under his own power. That is a very, very good sign. He's one player that the Lancers cannot afford to lose on that defense. He will be replaced by Brock Lubers, the sophomore out of Harrisburg High School. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 coming up here for Northwestern as the clock is back in motion. Fresh play clock as the Red Raiders went over to the sideline. Now they'll come out and deploy behind Hayden Gross, freshman out of O'Gorman High School. McQuillan talking to his quarterback, stands to his right. 2 receivers either side. Now here comes Carroll in motion from right to left. Straight drop back. Pressure. Pass. Caught. McQuillan out of the backfield. Stutter step. Made a man miss. Lunges forward across the 35 to the 32-yard line. What a play by Connor McQuillan. He made a man miss there. He was just grabbing air, and we've got another Lancer down, and that is John Carlstead. He applied heavy pressure, and he is down, lying on his back across midfield at about the 45-yard line of the Red Raiders. Clock stops with 5:39 left. Boy, just a supreme effort there to get to the quarterback. Carlstead was in on that, but Gross threw to his safety valve, McQuillan, and who made a great play, and Carlstead gingerly jogging off the field, favoring his right leg.
You gotta expect he's done today. The score 28-3. That's the one thing you don't want to see when you're down 3 possessions toward the tail end of the third quarter is some of your star players, and those are 2 of the Lancers' star players going off the field due to injury in back-to-back plays. That is not what you want to see here. The goal of some of these games when you're at this stage of a 28-3 game, the goal is to keep everybody healthy.
Yep, play hard, try to find something that works for your offense and defense respectively, but you want to avoid the injuries. And Northwestern's thinking the same thing too. Straight drop back, pump action, Throw to the end zone. A man is open. It's caught. Touchdown. Catch by Austin Gerard on the 31-yard touchdown strike, and that was a thing of beauty.
Really got to love what you see from Hayden Gross. He's a quarterback that has all the upside. A true freshman coming into today. He's 6'2", 195. Not the biggest dude, but he's got an incredible arm. He's very accurate. He's put that on display in the last 2 weeks.
It's kind of funny to think about that because Sioux Falls O'Gorman for decades was known as running the football, and they've had good quarterbacks and great players, no doubt about it, as the point after kick is on the way, and it is good. But normally O'Gorman quarterbacks maybe threw the ball 5 times a game back in the day, but football has changed, no doubt about it. 5:14 left to go, third quarter. Northwestern 35, Mount Marty 3. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds right here on KYNT.
What's the best beverage to enjoy while rooting on your team? 1919 root beer, of course. 1919 is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. The unique recipe and these choice ingredients make 1919 the creamiest, full-bodied draft root beer available. Find it in 12 packs and single-serve cans at grocery, convenience stores, and restaurants. 1919 is alcohol-free and contains no caffeine, making it a beverage of choice at any time for anyone in the family.
That last scoring drive for Northwestern, 10 plays, 68 yards, 5:36 time of possession. Gerard, a 31-yard pass from Hayden Gross. And Northwestern comfortably out front, 35-3 here in the third quarter, ahead of Mount Marty. 5:14 left to go in this third period of play. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. Eli Stater getting set to kick off. Broadnax, Hansen, back deep for Mount Marty. Short kick, high pop-up called for, and Ogle's going to not return it. Somebody called for a fair catch. It was Hirsch, but it's going to be a fair catch by Justin Ogle. He started running afterwards, but the play was whistled dead at the 27-yard line. And that's where Mount Marty will set up shop, 1st and 10. They operate right to left on your radio dial. And I think we've got a new quarterback in. It's Clayton Byer. He is the new signal caller for the Lancers. He is a sophomore out of Placerville, California. And he'll hand off to Hirsch, who crashes into the line, gets across the 30 to the 31, gain of 4 on the play. So it looks like Rugby Rikens Day may be done.
Well, you remember at the beginning of this season, these two were in a quarterback battle to see who was going to be the starter today. It's not surprising when you're down 35-3, maybe you bring in the other guy, see if Clayton Byer can get something rolling against this offense or this defense.
And Byer is a senior. I incorrectly listed him as a sophomore. He is a senior. 2nd down, high snap, brought down, put in the belly of Hirsch, spins around one tackler, falls forward, 2-yard gain.
Clayton Byer is a guy who has had his moments in Lancer history. You remember homecoming from 2 years ago when he hit Rex Ryken over the middle of the field in back-to-back plays, marching down the field about 70 yards to go win the game right at the end of that one. It was beautiful throws from Clayton Byer to give the Lancers a lead, and they ended up taking that ball game on homecoming, I think, over Doane.
Yes. 3rd down and 4, coming up on the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter. Lancers down 35-3, and they've gone to the backup. High snap again. Byer steps forward, shovels it off to the side, caught by Hirsch at the 40, rumbles ahead through a tackle across the 45 to the 46. 1st down, Mount Marty.
And what a play from Clayton Byer there. The pump fake and the side throw to get it into the arms of Kyle Hirsch. That was a very good throw from the backup quarterback.
From the 46-yard line, 1st down and 10, Mount Marty. They are on the move. Mount Marty football today brought to you in part by Dakota Beverage. Whether it's Coors Light or Miller Lite, please drink responsibly. Pistol formation now. 2 receivers to the left, 1 out to the right. Byer takes the snap. Play action. Screen pass. Fitzgerald on the left side. He's tripped up right away after about a gain of a yard, maybe two. Depends on the spot.
That's something we haven't seen too much in the offense today. They ran a lot of those screens in week 0 and week 1. Now in week 2, they haven't been running those wide receiver screens in the outside. Now that Byer's in the game, a quarterback who he's getting his first action this season, they're running a little more simple of an offense, looks like. Trying to get him comfortable.
2 receivers to the right, 1 out to the left. Hart's in the game. Here comes the blitz, and Byer's going to be sacked back inside the 40 at the 38-yard line. Boy, the pressure came quick.
Pressure came quick. Byer pump faked, held on to the football, goes down for a big sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Yep, all the way back at the 38-yard line, 3rd down and 18. Byer looks to the sideline for a play. Fitzgerald comes in with the play from the sideline. It'll be Hansen. Broadnack's out to the right. Reichen and Fitzgerald out to the left. Straight drop back out of the shotgun. Byer has time. Pocket collapses. Swings it behind his man out of bounds. Incomplete. Intended on the little screen pass. Actually, it was a lateral to Malachi Hartz. It was incomplete, and here comes the punting unit with 1:49 left to go. Clock is moving forward for some reason, unless they did call that.
I think they're calling it a
lateral.
backwards.
Yeah, a lateral. That was a lateral.
All right.
It did go out of bounds, but they're going to keep the clock rolling. 16 on the play clock. Finder comes out to punt.
Clock operator's got somewhere to go.
High snap, brought down. Excellent punt, towering punt. Schaefer retreats inside his 20 to the 18, runs to his right, and he is swallowed up and tackled across the 25, the 27-yard line. Good punt there by Jack Finder. And with 1:15 left to go here in the 3rd quarter, with the Red Raiders up 35-3, they'll have the football again in their own territory. Ball put down at the 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Northwestern.
Looks like that might have gone in the books as... Yeah, so they're calling that a fumble on that last one from Byer is what the stat sheets are showing.
Yep. All righty. Gross leads the team out for Northwestern. Puts a man in motion. Handoff. McQuillan running to his right. Cuts back through a couple of players. And he's down the sideline but steps out of bounds across the 35 near the 40-yard line. Move the chains. It's a 1st down play. Call it a gain of about 12 to the 41-yard line. Boy, McQuillan can just change directions so quickly.
Yeah, he's just, we talked about him in the pregame at length for a reason. He's not only maybe the best running back in the conference, he's maybe the best running back in the country. He's just that good.
He is making guys miss out there left and right, a la Barry Sanders back in the day. 1st and 10. Lancers showing blitz. Here they come. McQuillan up the middle, runs into traffic, and he just puts the shoulder pads down and pushes forward to the 45, gain of 4.
Good news. One of the guys who was in on that tackle was Josh Pickthorne out there for this defensive drive after being shaken up on the last one.
12 seconds left to go in the quarter. Let's see if Northwestern gets one more play executed. It doesn't appear that they will do so. The 3rd period comes to a close. Northwestern up 35-3 over Mount Marty. We'll be back with the final stanza after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Lancer Football on KYNT.
Farming is hard work. Between managing crops, livestock, and equipment, there's not much time left to handle financing and loans. At Dakota Mac, we can help you do the heavy lifting when it comes to ag financing. Whether you're a full-time farmer, an investor, or a young and beginning farmer, we're here for you for all your ag lending needs. Let Dakota Mac help you work smarter, not harder.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
Great football teams have key players in the lineup, and that's also true at Lewis and Clark Ford. The new 2024 Lincoln Navigator is big enough to cart your team around, and right now at Lewis and Clark Ford, get up to $6,500 off and 0% for 60 months. The hard-working 2024 F-150 has up to $13,000 off with Ford Flex Buy. See us for the details. We got a great team and great deals here at Lewis and Clark Ford, 4th and Capitol, Yankton.
Ready for the fourth period of play here from Orange City. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. It's Northwestern comfortably in front of the Lancers 35-3 as we start the fourth period of play. Tehl, quick check of the stats. What do you got?
Yeah, taking a look at first downs, Lancers have 8, Northwestern 16. Third down efficiency, 66% for the Red Raiders, 6 of 9 today. Lancers are 5 of 12, 41%. In terms of total offense, Northwestern has run 43 plays today for 273 yards. Lancers have run 42 plays for 114 yards. The Lancers gain only 7 yards in that third quarter.
Yep, Northwestern's defense really rose to the occasion there as Red Raiders have it. 2nd down and 6 from their own 45-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Martin, the running back, across midfield. He'll have the first down, tackled near the 48-yard line of Marty. Gabe Martin with the carry there. First down, Red Raiders. Marty football today brought to you in part by Core Trust, helping you achieve your personal and business goals. It's Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations with Core Trust. They're a member of FDIC. 1st and 10. Red Raiders now in Lancer territory. They operate right to left on your radio dial.
Another guy who was shaken up earlier, John Carlstead, is now out there.
It's a good sign for Mount Marty. Shotgun set. Martin, the running back, he'll take the handoff, try to sneak over the left side, has a hole. Pickthorn tackles him. He'll lunge ahead to the 43-yard line. About a 5-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 5 coming up. You figure the Red Raiders here will probably mostly keep it on the ground. Try to use up, one would think, as much of that play clock as they can. Try to get out of here on their home field with the W as they're comfortably in front.
Yeah, I got to wonder when they'll call off the Dogs. They've still got the starting O out there.
Gross out of the shotgun. Hands off. Martin tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and he is thrown for a loss all the way back near the original line of scrimmage. A bunch of white jerseys in there. 5-yard loss on the play.
John Carlstead, the first one there, transferred in from the University of South Dakota.
Carlstead served his country in the Marine Corps before enrolling in college. And we thank him for his service. Thank all of our veterans for the service. 3rd down and 10. 13 minutes left to go in regulation. Northwestern up 35-3. Empty backfield. McQuillan splits out as a wide receiver, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Straight drop back. Gross looking to the right, to the sideline. Pass well short, incomplete, intended for Scouten at about the 35-yard line. We've got a player down for Northwestern back at their own 45-yard line. And I think it's one of the offensive linemen, and it looks
That's
like
the right tackle.
Yeah, Thomas Ostrom, freshman out of T. And looked like he was favoring his left shoulder as he was rolling on the ground.
He was rolling on the ground in obvious pain. I hate watching that. It's a redshirt freshman out of T. The starting right tackle, a young player who is just obviously in a lot of pain, and now they're marching out even more trainers to go check on him. There's 6 different people huddled around him.
And I saw one of the trainers kind of tap the top of his head. And I'm not sure what that is a signal to. I'm not sure if that indicates a type of injury or, hey, this is serious. We need more people out here. Clock stops. 12:52 left to go. Fourth quarter. Northwestern 35. Mount Marty 3 as play is stopped. To check on Thomas Ostrom, the offensive lineman, starting right tackle out of T. And we certainly hope that the young man is okay here. While we got a moment, I'd like to remind you that Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Dakota Mac. At Dakota Mac, we can help you do the heavy lifting when it comes to ag financing. Whether you're a farmer, investor, or beginning farmer, we work hard to find lending solutions to fit your needs. Learn more at dakotamac.com. Well, we got a moment here. Why don't we check out the scoreboard? If we got some score updates, we can pass along to you. Our scoreboard update brought to you by Gerstner Oil. No matter what you drive, make sure you fuel up at Triple Time Rudy's. They're located on Broadway. What do we have for any updates that we got?
Yep, around the GPAC, Hastings is starting to pull away from Briarcliff, 34-22 as we go to the fourth quarter. That one's at Hastings. Morningside Midland still tied. They're at 21 apiece with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. There's still a lot of football left to be played there. That's in Fremont, tie game at 21. Once again, games that just kicked off. Concordia leads over Dakota Wesleyan in the first quarter, 7-0. That one's in Mitchell. And the late game today will be Waldorf at Doane. That one doesn't start until 5 o'clock.
Major college football, number 4, Alabama rolls by Wisconsin. That was being played in Madison. 42-10 the final. Number 6, Missouri over number 24, Boston College. That was a close game, 27-21. Mizzou with the win. Oklahoma State rolls by Tulsa, 45-10. I think Oklahoma State's for real. I think they could be a playoff team when all is said and done. And a final, it was Michigan, number 17, over Arkansas State, 28-18. That's the finals that we have from major college football. Games underway. Under 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. South Carolina ahead of number 16 LSU, 33-29, but LSU's got the football and driving. Just underway, Oregon, number 9 in the land. No score against Oregon State as the Civil War continues out there on the West Coast. Thank goodness they're keeping that rivalry going. Miami playing host to Ball State. That game's delayed. Number 10, Miami. And Tulane playing at Oklahoma. And number 15, Oklahoma up 7-0. Number 18, Notre Dame ahead of Purdue, 7-0. That game just underway as they're still tending Thomas Ostrom, who's on his feet now finally, as everybody giving him a round of applause here, as a lot of players on both sides of the line went down to a knee, and young man.
It looks like his right leg, putting no weight on it. They've actually got him in a boot in a stint already.
Yeah, so
that is not a good sign.
No, you hate to see that. Thomas Ostrom, the redshirt freshman, 6'3", 297, and hopefully he is able to come back sometime later this season. But that is definitely, he is not putting any weight on it at all.
No, he's not. That's tough for a young player. Once again, that's a redshirt freshman, and he's not just not putting weight on it. Once again, they've got him in a boot. They splinted the leg. They've got him. It's the lower leg on the right side is completely immobilized in a boot, and he is being helped off the field, putting no weight on anything.
Yeah, the way he was rolling around looked like his shoulder was hurt, but instead that his leg was injured, and we certainly hope the young man is able to come back sometime this season. Well, it is 4th down and 10 in a punting situation coming up for Northwestern.
That should do it likely for the starters for Northwestern in this ball game.
And that's something you always worry about, and you think about a coach, whether you're the team that's ahead or the team that's trailing. When do you bring in the backups? High punt, fair catch called for. Gaetani collects it at the 4-yard line. It was a booming punt by Stater, who averages over 41 yards a punt, and that was a good punt.
Very good. Normally you let that one bounce and see if it'll go into the end zone there. The fair catch at the 4-yard line. Lancers are deep in their own territory here.
And now it'll be Mount Marty bringing their offense out on the field. 1st down and 10 from their own 4-yard line, and Rugby Riken is back into the game.
Wonder if he was shaken up earlier or why he wasn't there for the last offensive possession. We'll have to ask Coach Micheletti about that postgame.
Hartz will stand in the backfield with them to the right side of him in the shotgun set. Hartz tries it's going to be Riken running, faking the handoff, running to his right, gets across the 5 to the 7-yard line.
Well, I don't know if he was shaken up is why they didn't keep him out for that last possession. They wouldn't have probably ran the option with him and let him run the football if he was shaken up there. So
gain of 3 on the last drive, coming up on the 12-minute mark here.
Hopefully that means he's healthy.
Yes. 2nd and 7. Hartz Now lines up in the pistol formation. One back to the right of the quarterback. Hartz takes the handoff, tries the left side, crashes into the line, keeps the legs churning, and he'll get out to the 12-yard line, 2 yards shy of the first down marker, gain of 5.
And now Malachi Hartz is hurt. He is limping off the field
limping off
heavy.
the sideline, and here comes Hirsch into the game. Wow, injuries starting to stack up for both teams here. Hirsch in the pistol, takes the handoff, runs ahead, and he gets right to the line of scrimmage and beyond. He'll get the 15. That'll move the chains. First down, Mount Marty. Got just enough for what he needed. And important here for Mount Marty to move the chains and get some first downs, get some offense going. Try to get a good sustained drive. 3 receivers split out to the left-hand side. Hirsch, now the running back. Here comes Fitzgerald in motion. From right to left, handoff. Hirsch has a nice hole up the middle. He'll get ahead across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Gain of about 6. Good hard run there by Kyle Hirsch, the freshman out of Gayville.
Now, once again, another freshman that has a lot of upside. They're excited about this guy. He's getting a lot of reps as a freshman for a reason. They've got a deep backfield, but he's a guy they feel like that can be a cornerstone of this program in this running game for the next 4 years.
Yep, Hartz is a junior, Hirsch a freshman, Broadnack's a sophomore, Rugby Riken a freshman. A lot of good young talent out there at the skill positions. Handoff, Hirsch tries the left side. He'll get through a small hole and get to the 25-yard line. Gain of about 3. Brings up 3rd and short. Oh, they're going to give him the first down. I thought he was short, but they're going to give him, first down. Mount Marty at the 25-yard line. And another first down there for Mount Marty is they will swing out 3 receivers. Check that, 4 receivers now out to the right, 1 out to the left. Empty backfield. Now Hirsch comes in motion, stands on the left side of his quarterback in the shotgun set. He'll take the handoff, try up the middle. Line pushes forward. Gain of 3 to the 28. Nothing fancy here so far for Mount Marty. Keeping the ball mostly on the ground. Perkins out. Kelp in at left tackle now for Mount Marty.
Yeah, Perkins gets off the field, collapses on the far sideline. And they're checking out, looks like one of his lower legs as well. Everybody's just getting beat up at this stage of the game. 8:45 on the clock. Both teams at this point are going to chew clock and get out of here.
One would think. Riken out of the shotgun. Straight drop back. Swing out pass. Hirsch, the safety valve, gets to the 30. Lunges ahead. He'll get to the 34-yard line. Somebody lost a helmet. One of the defensive backs for the Red Raiders. That was Austin Harris, the junior out of Woodbridge, Virginia. He'll have to check out of the game momentarily. And decent gain out to the 35. Another first down for Mount Marty. 8:15 and counting, fourth quarter, 35-3 Red Raiders on top of Mount Marty. Empty backfield, 2 receivers to the left, 2 out to the right. Now Hirsch comes in motion, stands to the left of his quarterback in the shotgun set. Now he'll split out. Quarterback draw. Riken puts his head down, got 2 yards. Bring up 2nd down and 8. Mount Marty football today brought to you in part by Aztec. Build your career with the group that's built to connect rock to road. 2nd down and, well, we'll give him 3 yards on the forward progress. 2nd and 7 coming up. Sunny day here. Wind out of the south. Temperature about 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Gorgeous day in Orange City, Iowa. Handoff, Hirsch, sweep, left side, tries to turn the corner, does so, gets to midfield down the left sideline, the 40, stumbles, and he'll be down near the 35-yard line. Big play for Kyle Hirsch.
Oh, and another terrible injury. Another Red Raider goes down on the far sideline, and putting no weight on his left leg is one of the defenders for the Red Raiders.
Boy,
just the guy who was chasing Hirsch down on that sideline.
Trying to catch a number here. That is one of the defensive linemen, one of the backups. And we're going to try to catch a number here. That is Malachi Delaware Jarrett.
That's number 99, yeah.
Centerville, Virginia is his home. He is a sophomore, but he is now jogging off the field under his own power. It looked bad initially, Tehl, but I think he's, maybe just
tweaked something.
Yeah, so it looks like he's going to be okay. See, is now going down on the sideline here in front of us as Hirsch takes the handoff on the first down run, and he'll get from the 32 to about the 30-yard line, gain of 2. 6:40 and counting here, fourth quarter, Northwestern 35, Mount Marty 3. Long drive. This one started back at the 4-yard line, remember. And Mount Marty's just been moving the chains. Remember, Malachi Hart's checked out of the game a little while ago. We haven't seen him back in. It's been Kyle Hirsch. He has been the heart of the offense here on the last number of plays. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Another handoff. Hirsch up ahead, got 3 yards to the 27. Third down coming up.
Lancers are putting together a pretty impressive drive here. They're inside the 30 of Northwestern.
And you got to figure this is 4-down territory here.
Yeah.
Broadnax trots out to the right side. 3 receivers out to the left. Now Riken moves to a tight end on the left side. Empty backfield, and now here comes Hirsch in motion. Stands to the left of his quarterback. 4-man front. Straight drop back. Pressure coming. Pass. Tipped up into the air. Tipped once, twice. Picked off by Northwestern. Oh, the tip drill was in effect. They return to the 32-yard line, making the interception. Jace Amils, backup linebacker out of Pella, Iowa. And a tough break there is a great drive put together by Mount Marty, all for naught.
All for naught. Tip drill, interception. Northwestern capitalizes again, and they had a bunch of backups in the game on that last defensive possession. We'll see if they march out the offense. The last time their offense was out here, we did see the starters, and then we saw a couple of injuries. At this point, I'd expect the backups, and it looks like that's what we're going to get here.
Colby Duncan, the freshman out of Papillion, Nebraska. He will be at the helm, along with Gabe Martin in the backfield. And they'll hand off to Martin. He tries the right side, bursts through the line, gets across the 35 to the 37, gain of 5. So with 5:15 and counting here in the fourth quarter of play, reserves are in for the Red Raiders on offense. Quite a few starters out there defensively still for Mount Marty. Of course, they just got a big rest on the sideline, but you got to figure gradually we'll get a few more subs in as we cross the 5-minute threshold here.
Yeah, it looks like they just want their starters get a few more reps. They want something positive to end this game on.
2nd down and 5. Duncan completed 1 of 3 passes last week. Handoff, Martin through the line. He'll have a first down across the 40. Gets to the 43 to the 44-yard line. That's where they'll put him down, move the chains, first down. Red Raiders coming into this game, number 2 in the land and looking every bit the part. And they will play against Midland next week. Of course, Midland battling Morningside right now. We'll try to get you updates on that game as the afternoon progresses as we head into our post-game show. First down and 10 from the 44-yard line of the Red Raiders. They'll keep it on the ground. Back up, running back into the game. And that will be about a 2-yard gain. Lane Kammerman out of Sioux Center, Iowa. He's a junior. 2nd down coming up as we cross in a 3:40 and under here. I have no doubt that Northwestern's just going to keep it on the ground.
Yeah, they're going to need a first down or two in order to end this ball game, depending on what happens here on second and third down, potentially.
Well, they got two receivers either side, 2nd and 8. Handoff. Cameraman with the carry gets to midfield.
They'll waste some time here. If they're able to get this one across on third down, then they should be able to run the clock out, depending on how long the plays take over the next couple of minutes.
Yep, this is where you just want to stretch things out as far as, keep the clock moving. You don't want to get anywhere near the sidelines.
Oh, God. Nah, just keep it
no
up the middle.
sweeps.
But you also want to get that first down, so we'll see. They might try it and just cut up field. They've got 4 yards to go, and then they should be able to end this ball game. But if they don't get it, Lancers will get the ball back one more time. So the defense is trying to get off the field here.
3 receivers to the left. Here comes the blitz. Duncan's going to drop back, throw incomplete. Miscommunication with his receiver over on the far side of the field. That was Tyrese Wynn, the senior out of Omaha, the intended target. He was streaking downfield. The pass was meant for a down and out.
Yeah, they wanted that first down. They throw the ball. The incompletion will stop it. We've still got the 2-minute timeout coming up with 3 timeouts on the board for the Lancers. 2:30 on the clock. They are going to have one more offensive possession here. We'll see what they march out. They've had the starting offense out there the last couple of drives.
And reserve punter, fair catch, Gaetani. It went through his hands. It's scooped up by the Red Raiders at the 5-yard line as Gaetani mishandled it at about the 15. It's recovered by the Red Raiders. Drew Alger covers the football. And Alger gets the recovery, and, Northwestern's going to have a chance at the 5-yard line.
And they're going to have to try and do something with it. They can't kneel out the clock because of this 2-minute timeout that's going to happen in 20 seconds. They're not going to be able to just run 3 plays, kneel it. They've got to move forward, and there is no first down marker since they're first and goal, so their option is either a turnover on downs or get some points here.
I think they're going to try to score.
Agreed.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be what they're going to do.
Isaiah Robinson in at running back. Shotgun set, 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Drop back, throw to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Penalty flag down in the left corner of the end zone. Tyson Bima, the intended receiver. Mohammed on the coverage, and pass interference in the end zone. 1st down and goal. Ball will be put at the 2-yard line.
Clock stops on the incompletion and the penalty as well, but going back to what I was saying there, more along the lines of just letting the folks know if they're throwing to the end zone as they are here, it's not because they're just trying to run up the score. They physically cannot run out the ball game on this drive. So.
Well, and that they want to get their reserves a chance to operate some plays in the red zone. So this is a learning experience here. And that's going to be a handoff. Robinson up the middle, the small running back. He's only listed at 170, and that may be a bit of an exaggeration, but he is a junior out of Garrettson, South Dakota, and he had 13 carries last week for 19 yards, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout here in the 4th quarter. Northwestern 35. It is Mount Marty 3, and we are back in 1 minute for the conclusion of this game right here on KYNT.
Traveling to Yankton for business or pleasure? Then book your stay at Yankton's 2 best hotels, the Fairfield Inn and Suites and Holiday Inn Express. Both are conveniently located to everything in Yankton. Both offer complimentary hot breakfasts and meeting rooms for business travelers. And if you want a great rate and still be able to change your reservation without a hassle, call either hotel direct. The Fairfield and Holiday Inn Express, 2 great hotel choices when visiting or arranging rooms for guests to Yankton.
Looking for an easy way to travel? Let Foreman Charters do the driving for your next trip. Upcoming Christmas tours include Branson on November 17th to 22nd, features Christmas shows like the Grand Jubilee Buffet Dinner and Show, Showboat Branson Bell Dinner Cruise, and so much more. On December 6th to 8th, it's a musical Christmas in the Twin Cities area featuring the White Christmas and the Chanhassen Dinner Theater, and shopping at Mall of America. For more on Foreman Charter tours, go to foremanbus.com.
Back for the last couple of minutes of this game. Loss of 1 on the last play. 2nd and goal from the 3. It's a quarterback keeper. Duncan will crash ahead on the left side, get to the 1-yard line, gain of 2. For a 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line coming up for the Red Raiders. They've got their reserves on the field. A mix of starters and reserves on the defense for Mount Marty, as they're trying to make a goal line stand here in the waning moments of this contest, down 35-3. 3rd and goal coming up. Robinson the lone setback. Behind the quarterback, he'll take the handoff, run to his right. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage, 1-yard loss. 4th down coming up, and will we see the field goal unit come out, or will the offense stay?
Well, so far
No
the offense
movement.
still out there.
They may run the clock down too. Well, here it looks like here comes the kicking unit. Plenty of time on the play clock for them to get set up. So Eli Stater's going to come out and try a field goal attempt. It'll be a short field goal on 4th and goal from the 2. And they may just wind the clock now all the way down as far as they can, then call a timeout. Nope, they're going to get set up here. I'm looking the play clock.
Play clock's at 3.
Looks like the sideline might call a timeout.
Yep.
And they will call a timeout. This timeout brought to you by Pizza Ranch.
Oh, no, delay a game.
Oh, we'll keep it here. They will take the delay a game, not that it matters much from the 2-yard line to the 7-yard line.
Not too much.
Just what essentially went from an extra point to an extra point plus 5 yards.
Yeah.
So Stater has a long of 30 on the year. Last year, I believe he had a 43-yarder was his longer, so he's well within his range. Ball's right in the middle of the field. Ty Schaefer is the holder, right-footed kicker. Got a little bit of a wind behind him. 29 seconds on the clock. He'll put the toe to it. It is through the uprights, and it is good. 26 seconds left to go. Red Raiders 38, Mount Marty 3. We'll keep it here during the break as the teams will come out and have the final kickoff here of this particular contest. Don't forget, we've got the post-game show coming up. Post-game show brought to you by Aztec. Built your career with the group that's built from rock to roll. And while we got a break, I'd like to remind you that Mount Marty football is brought to you in part by Parker Hannafin. It's day 1 of your new career, and Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for all production positions, offering newly increased wages, 13 paid holidays, and some of the most competitive benefits in the area, all beginning on day 1. Learn more at parker.com. .26 seconds left to go in this game. And a reserve kicker out there. I'm trying to figure out who that is. I believe. Oh, Drew Quinlan.
Yeah, 22 there.
They got 3 of them on the roster, technically.
Quinlan's listed as a defensive end, senior out of Oregon, Missouri?
Yep, there is an Oregon, Missouri. I
All
drive
right.
by it on the way to Kansas City when I go down there. Hansen collects the kickoff at the 5-yard line for Mount Marty. He's across the 20, runs into trouble, tackled at the 23-yard line. Yeah, it's one of those few, a town named after a state. But if you drive down to Kansas City on I-29, you will pass by a sign that says Oregon, and you're kind of wondering, did he take the wrong turn at Albuquerque?
You drive to Kansas City, Missouri, right past Oregon, Missouri.
Yes.
What is wrong with Missouri?
I don't know, but I do like Kansas City. Good barbecue down there.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Lancers just kind of need to run one more play with 21 seconds on the clock, and we'll see if they let the clock run out and get out of here before any more injuries were to happen. Both teams got really shook up in the fourth quarter.
Hirsch is going to take the handoff from Rugby Riken, just a running play up the middle and a 1-yard gain, and that is all, and that should probably do it. Looks like nobody's going to call timeout. This game is in the books as the teams are going to line up and shake hands in the middle of the field. Your final score is Northwestern 38, Mount Marty 3. The Red Raiders are 2-0 on the season. and Mount Marty falls to 2-1. Now we're going to take a 1-minute break. We'll come back, and we'll begin our post-game show brought to you by Aztec along with Tehl Tanner. My name is Steve Thum. This is Mount Marty football right here on KYNT.
Did you know Sherco offers more than egg tarps? As an industry leader in construction, waste, and flatbed tarping systems, Sherco offers manual and electric tarp systems for not only grain trailers and grain carts, but also side dumps, end dumps, belly dumps, roll-offs, flatbeds, and more. To learn more, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best, demand Sherco.
Pizza Ranch is all about the cookie. This is Mike from Yankton Pizza Ranch. Get ready for our famous family-sized chocolate chip cookie filled with chewy, gooey, chocolatey goodness. And right now, you can feed your group for just $20. Grab our online pizza deal, 2 single-topping medium pizzas, a small cheesy ranch sticks, and a small cactus bread, all for $20. Simply go to pizzaranch.com to order now.
Whoa, that's good.
Teams lining up to shake hands here as Northwestern prevails 38-3 over Mount Marty. I'm Steve Thum. He's Tehl Tanner. We're getting ready for the post-game show brought to you by Aztec. Build your career with the group that's built to connect rock to road. And just good sportsmanship on display here as Thomas Ostrom, he's got his uniform off, his shoulder pads off. He is on crutches, and a good number of the Mount Marty players, led by Coach Micheletti, went out of their way to make sure that they shook his hand, as he is again, it was injured in the second half. He's got the walking boot on his right foot, and a number of players from Mount Marty went over, shook his hand, and wished him well. Coach Micheletti leading the way. Again, good sportsmanship on behalf, and
And now his own players are coming over and giving him hugs, giving him handshakes. This is a tough one. That might be a young player like that, a leg injury like that. It's hopefully he's going to come back pretty soon.
We can only hope that that is it looks worse than it is, but this is football at the hey, it's college football. We know that injuries are part of the game, and let's hope that young man's season isn't over. Hopefully he can come back and continue to participate in Northwestern's season. They win 38-3 as the Red Raiders look like every bit of the number 2 team in the country. Mount Marty did get a field goal right before halftime, and they had a couple of good drives going in that second half. But they had an interception and also, I believe, a fumble where they turned it over and just couldn't get any more points on the board. And this Red Raider defense, very, very solid. There were some very good moments for Mount Marty on offense, but boy, they just made too many mistakes. And what do good teams do? Capitalize on their opponent's mistakes, and that's what Northwestern did today.
That's exactly what they did today. That's what they do every week. This is a team that is very, very well disciplined. They've got the fundamentals down, and they play a high level of football. There's a reason why they're competing for national championships year in and year out, and we'll be doing the same in the postseason this year.
Let's check out the game stats brought to you by the Meat Lodge. You want top quality meat at great prices? Head to the Meat Lodge in Yankton. They're on the way to the lake on Highway 52. Tehl, what do you have on that stat board?
Yeah, in terms of first downs, Northwestern had a total of 19 today. Lancers had 12. Total offense, Northwestern only had 298 yards of total offense today on 55 plays. The Lancer defense was actually pretty good today.
The short field time again.
Short field is what kind of led to some of those early scores, but when Northwestern had to march down the entirety of the field, the Lancer defense was pretty good today, I will say. In total offense for the Lancer offense, they ended up with 55 total plays for 185 total yards today. Efficiency on third down, Lancers went 6 of 14. That's 42.9%. Northwestern went 6 of 12. That is 50%. Fourth down, Northwestern went 2 of 2. Lancers were 0 of 1. In the red zone, Northwestern scored on all 5 of their trips. Lancers scored on their lone trip to the red zone. Individual stats, let's go through them. Started off with the quarterbacks. Rugby Riken threw 8 of 16 today for 67 yards, did have 2 interceptions. Clayton Byer came in for 1 series, had 2 completed passes for 10 yards as well. Northwestern, Hayden Gross, the starting quarterback, threw 12 of 17 for 172 yards and 3 touchdowns today. Colby Duncan came in and threw one pass on that 4th down they were trying to convert in order to end the ball game. It was incomplete, which led to a punt. Rushing stats, Malachi Hartz had 16 attempts for 47 total yards. Kyle Hirsch had 13 for 68 with a long of 29 in there as well. Kyle Hirsch actually, because of that long of 29 at the end of the game, ended up averaging over 5 yards a carry. And then receiving, Kyle Hirsch actually led everybody in receiving. He had 5 catches, 27 yards. Trevor Fitzgerald had 2 for 17. Rex Ryken had 1 for 10. Rodney Broadnax had 1 for 17. For Northwestern, Connor McQuillan had 19 rushing attempts for 90 yards, averaging 4.7 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. Hayden Gross had a touchdown on the ground as well on 2 yards with 4 attempts.
Yeah, just a very efficient offense today for Northwestern. Again, time and again, they got the short field, and they capitalized on it. 5 of 5 in the red zone. That just screams efficiency, and that's what Coach McCarty has in that offense. With the freshman quarterback completing 71% of his passes, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Didn't throw for a whole lot of yards, but didn't have to. And, he's got a great receiving core there with Scouten, Gerard, Carroll, and then McQuillan coming out of the backfield. That is a very lethal receiving core for Northwestern as they prevail 38-3. This is the Runza Rundown. Make sure you pick the perfect burger at Runza. Bacon cheeseburger, Swiss mushroom, or Spicy Jack. They're made fresh and topped the way you like it. It's Runza, now in Yankton. We're waiting for Coach Micheletti to find his way up here, and hopefully we can get a few words with him at the conclusion as we conclude this game here today. Northwestern 2-0 on the season. Mount Marty now 2-1 on the year. While we got a moment, why don't we check out the scoreboard that's brought to you by Gerstner Oil. No matter what you drive, make sure you fuel up at Triple Time Rudy's. They're located on Broadway in Yankton. What do you got, Tehl? Any updates for us?
Yeah, let's look around the GPAC here for a moment. Some other scores in the 4th quarter. Here's an alert. Briar Cliff is making the comeback. 41-35 is the score in the 4th quarter. Hastings leads. Briar Cliff trailing on the road, but it is still 11 minutes to go in that 4th quarter in a 6-point game. So that one's going to be interesting. It's going down to the wire. Morningside Midland, upset alert. Midland leading over Morningside 27-21 in Fremont with just under 4 minutes to play. Midland might be a good team this year.
And guess who Northwestern plays next week? They host Midland.
That's going to be a game to keep an eye on.
Indeed.
Another 2 games in the GPAC. 2 minutes left to go before halftime. Concordia leads Dakota Wesleyan 21-0. And then once again, the late game that starts at 5 is Waldorf at Doane. That scores around the GPAC.
All right, big score, a late final, a rally by LSU in the waning moments. Number 16 LSU over South Carolina, 36-33. That final from not that long ago. Alabama won earlier today, 42-10, and some scores in progress here really quick. Oregon and Oregon State, they're tied up at 7. They're at the end of the 1st quarter. And Notre Dame ahead of Purdue. They're just starting the 2nd quarter of play, 14-0 Fighting Irish on top. And now let's talk with the head coach, John Micheletti, making us up here. This post-game interview brought to you by Conklin Distributing. Are you ready for a hydration revolution? Try Ghost Hydration, the ultimate drink to keep you feeling refreshed and revitalized. It's packed with a unique blend of electrolytes and vitamins, giving you the perfect balance to conquer your day. And that's from Conklin Distributing. Coach, kind of a strange game today. You ran as many plays as the other team. They got more yards, and obviously the old time of possession thing here, where it's the most misleading stat. But it seemed that throughout the day, Northwestern was very efficient on offense, but your team fought hard the whole way through.
Yeah, our guys definitely wanted to come out and prove themselves today. It just starts. It's tough to start like that. Get the momentum on our side with a penalty and then a blocked punt to get everything kind of going there. And our defense really felt good about stuffing their run, but when they start the ball on the 10, it makes it pretty tough.
Yeah.
And obviously that goes into them running less plays and things like that. But they were a very good team. Don't want to take any credit away from them. But we got to make sure that we take care of the ball, do better on special teams, and take advantage of the opportunities we have on defense. A couple of those third down situations where we get our guys looking in the wrong spot, watching the play instead of playing, and against a good team, you can't do that.
I do like the call on going for it on fourth down early in the game from the 34-yard line. It didn't work out. The defender made a great play tipping the pass because it looked like Fitzgerald was wide open.
Yeah, it was something that was there. I don't know if I think he also gives our RPO. We could have handed it off too there and got the 1 yard there, but that's one I wish I could have back as a decision maker. That probably should have punted there and get our confidence back into our punt team there and make the defense or make their offense kind of drive it all the way back down the field.
When you talk about driving all the way down the field, your defense, I thought, played pretty well today, especially in those long yardage situations. They were able to get off the field multiple times against the number 2 team in the nation. They were flying to the ball, and they were getting some tackles for loss.
Yeah, they minus the one little screen that number 3 had, I thought they did an excellent job containing him. He's one of the better players in all the nation. And I thought DJ Wilson was one of those guys that really stood out today, number 10. A bunch of tackles, played physical as heck, was playing fast, and which is you want to see as we progress through the season.
Your linebacker core has been very active. Coming into this game, all guys with double-digit tackles, and that's what you expect from those guys.
Right. And as much of a film junkie that Lambeth is, DJ's kind of the yin to his yang and feeds off of him and kind of listens to him. And then you got Pickthorn there, who's a veteran that's played a lot of football for us and really gets us going there with some of those TFLs and things like that. But no, it's a good core group of linebackers. Yeah.
You mentioned Pickthorn and a couple other you guys. We saw Pickthorn take a really tough headshot. We saw Carlstead go down for a moment there. Both returned, but can you give me a health update on your team after this one?
It seems to be just fine. Malachi had seemed a little bit of an ankle, and it was just more precautionary at the end. Same thing with good old Big P there, just an ankle. So as the score kind of got lopsided, wanted to make sure that we're thinking about the longevity of the season, make sure they're ready to go for the next one. So I don't see any major injuries out of today. Pickthorn ended up getting back in, like you said, and Carlstead did too. Some of that's just old age, and some of those hits, hurt.
Coach, it seemed like Rugby Riken was out a lot of under pressure today, and he had to make some quick decisions. You got to tip your cap to the pressure that Northwestern brought today. It seemed like their defensive line was just really flying to the football.
Yeah, they have a very good defense all around. That Parker Fryer, having him come back, and he's making plays on the other side of the ball when he lines up on the weak side, and he's flying over the strong side to make a tackle for no gain. It's pretty impressive, and those guys play well together, play good team defense there. So, it's tough on Rugby, but those situations are just going to make him better. Knowing anybody that knows the type of competitor he is, this is just going to fuel him, and now he understands what a top team in the nation defense kind of looks like, and he's able to respond. And I fully expect him to put a better performance out next week.
And speaking of Rugby, there was one series where he was out of the game. We saw Clayton Byer for once. We were wondering if he was shaken up or what was going on there.
No, I just wanted to make sure we had a little bit more time to go over having those iPads, going through, calming him down a little bit. And Byer's a captain for us. He's a very good player. There's not a big drop-off between 1 and 2. Want to make sure we gave him an opportunity to get things going too, and really settle down Rugby and make sure he knows what he's seeing out there as well. So
what positives you take away from a game like today?
Oh, the physicality is one of the positives. That physically we are just as physical as a top team in the nation. If you just look at our 7 commandments, if we just clean up a few of those, of the kicking game really killed us. Being able to you can't take penalties on kicking downs. You can't have turnovers that go against us on kicking downs. So being able to make sure that we learn from those. There's some young guys in those situations. It's a great opportunity for them to learn and get better.
Let's look to the future. Waldorf. It's now Lancer Days starting tomorrow. You get the homecoming game. You finally get a home game this upcoming Saturday, 4 p.m. What can you tell me about Waldorf and the homecoming game itself?
Yeah, very glad to be home. Love playing at Crane Youngworth. It's been a crazy 3-game stretch here, but this is out of our control. Waldorf is a new team to the GPAC. They have struggled a little bit. I don't know how they. I think they played a little bit later today, don't they?
They start at 5 against.
Start at 5 at Doan.
Yep.
I know they played St. Francis, Illinois last week. It was a lopsided loss for them, and they opened up. What was it against Concordia?
Yep.
So they actually used to play against them when I was playing at St. Ambrose. So we know Waldorf as a school often, but their identity, they're going to be a spread team. They're going to try to chuck it around. They have an athletic guy at quarterback that is pretty good at running the read zones and the RPOs and things like that. But it'll be a good week for us to concentrate on our health, making sure that we're ready to go, making sure we can handle a loss, our first loss of the season, make sure that we're okay with moving forward with that mentally and maturity. But yeah, I think it's a great opportunity. I'd love to be able to play at home again for sure.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time, and good luck on homecoming game next week.
Yeah, appreciate it.
John Micheletti, the head coach for the Mount Marty Lancers, 38-3, the final score. Northwestern, the number 2 team in the country, with the victory over the Lancers today. We will continue with the post-game show brought to you by Aztec. Build your career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Well, we've covered the scoreboard. We covered the game stats. Why don't we move on to our move of the game, brought to you by Mason Schramm. Are you buying or selling? Move with Mason and the Move Group. And what do you got here for our move of the game?
Well, normally, peel back the curtain a little bit. Normally, we talk about these ahead of time and figure it out. But there was one play that kind of stands out, and that was when this game was still only a couple possessions. Lancers were trying to get back into this one. They force a fumble, knock the ball out of the hands of the quarterback. They get it back, and they start driving down the field and a chance to go make it a one-possession game. That fumble and that defensive play by this Mount Marty team, David Wilson recovers it on the inside of the 30-yard line in their own territory. They're able to knock that one out. That's got to be the move of the game.
I'll go with you on that one. So, the defensive turnover, our move of the game, brought to you by Mason Schramm. Are you buying or selling? Move with Mason and the Move Group. Now let's move on to our Lancer player of the game. That's brought to you by Avera. Moving health forward, Avera. I'm going to nominate Kyle Hirsch. I think he had a stellar game today.
Kyle Hirsch definitely had a stellar game today. He ended up with 68 total yards on the ground with a long of 29. He had 5 catches for 27 yards. He's a good receiving back there as well. I'm certainly down with him splitting this one, but he's got to split this one because David Wilson certainly deserves the nod as well. We talked about him all game long, and some of his stats, he ended up leading the ball game, all players, in solo tackles today. He was second in total tackles with 10, and he had led the ball game in tackles for loss as well. He had 2 tackles for loss in this ball game, leading all players.
Yeah, so we'll have a co-player of the game for offense, Kyle Hirsch, David Wilson on defense for Mount Marty, and our player of the game brought to you by Avera. Well, that's going to put a wrap on this thing here for the third game of the year. The number 2 team, they certainly look like a number 2 team, a team that has a new quarterback. But it's still that big red machine for Northwestern. Yeah. They look very impressive. And again, they've got a lot of players back, including a couple of All-Americans and some top-notch players. Tanner Scouten, who missed last year, he was a top-notch performer coming back. This is a team that, as Hayden Gross gets more and more experience in this offense, and, it's great when you have an All-American running back to hand it off to, and some good backups, and Gabe Martin and Isaiah Robinson as well. A good offensive line, although Thomas Ostrom, let's hope that young man is okay. They got a lot of inexperience, 2 juniors, a redshirt freshman, and a sophomore. And, of course, one of those redshirt freshmen will probably be out for a while. But this is a team that I think that they can make a deep playoff run. The thing that works in their favor, we mentioned in the pregame show, the schedule. Now, they've got Midland next week. That is the tough game in the early part of their schedule, as Midland is playing against Morningside at the moment. Our last check of that game had Midland in front of Morningside. You got another update?
Oh, I got a big update with under 2 minutes to go. 1:52 on the clock in the fourth quarter. Morningside just scored, and they go up by 1 point, 28-27 in Fremont. Midland's about to get the ball back, down 1 in their own stadium.
Ooh, that's going to go down to the wire. But either way, win or lose for Midland next week, that is going to be a big matchup. So that's Northwestern's big game in the front part of their schedule. They have winnable games for a while. Their bye week is on October 12th. Then 2 of their last 3 games on the road, at Morningside on November 2nd, at Dordt on November 9th. That'll decide the conference right there. But the thing with Northwestern, if they can get past Midland next week, and that's no guarantee, they've got a favorable schedule heading into where they should be, barring they lose a lot of players to injuries. We certainly hope not. We don't wish that for anybody. But this could be a team that by the time they get to the end, if Hayden Gross develops the way they could, this is going to be some really interesting football when we get to the month of November, as Northwestern will be challenged with those 2 road games at Morningside, at Dordt, back-to-back weekends. Meanwhile, for Mount Marty, they get to regroup and play at home. A 4 o'clock kickoff, homecoming next week at Crane Youngworth Field, and then they have Morningside the following week. So they have a game you consider a winnable game against Waldorf, and then Big Bad Morningside comes to town, and then they have the Sioux City two-step where they have to play at Briarcliff, a night game on October the 5th, and then we got another night game that's on a Friday night against Dordt on October 11th. The 19th is the bye week. That is the upcoming schedule for the Lancers. So they got a really good chance to regroup, get through a tough part of their schedule, and then after a bye, not going to be easy, but they've got some winnable games down the stretch if they can continue to progress.
Oh, absolutely. They've certainly got winnable games down the stretch, including, once again, as you mentioned, this week. Waldorf, a team that is currently winless on the season. They're coming into the GPAC, which is one of the best, if not the best, football conference in the country. Y'all know my opinion on that one, but they're going to be playing tonight, and that's going to be a game that's going to tell us a little bit about them. They start at 5 o'clock versus Doane, and Doane in the last couple years has been toward the bottom of the conference, and Waldorf right now is at the bottom of the conference. We're going to see kind of where they match up. This is going to be an interesting game at 5 o'clock, and that's the Lancers' next opponent.
Yep, and then Waldorf, again, the opponent for the Lancers next week. 4 o'clock the kickoff, 3:05 the pregame show. It will be homecoming. Unfortunately, I will not be at that game next week, but I have got a special thing happening out at my alma mater, Black Hill State. It is homecoming out there for the Yellow Jackets, and for myself and my brother Dave, we started at KBHU, the college radio station. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary next week, and we've been invited out there for a banquet that's going to honor a lot of the people there over the years, and it's a chance for both my brother Dave and I. We started our careers at Black Hill State, and it's a chance to reconnect with a number of things out there, and so it's something that I really want to go to, and I hate missing a game, folks.
Yeah.
I really hate missing any Lancer game, but this is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing, and so I will be absent next week. Tehl, you'll be guiding the ship next week.
Yep, I'll be back in the driver's seat next week for that one. We did that last year, I think, with the Jamestown game. It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago was Jamestown, because that was the scramble where I had to fill in on TV for the last game of the year.
That was I got a text Friday night that you would not be at the game the next day, and I go, all right.
Yeah, that was because our broadcast colleague Craig Maddock, who helps us out at Public Broadcasting with the TV broadcast, that was a couple of years ago. He got laryngitis, and I had to fill in for him and cover the games, and that I had to get a hold of you. That's the last time I missed a game. It was an emergency situation, but this is something that is going to be a really good trip down memory lane for me at my alma mater, Black Hills State, and I'm looking forward to seeing all my friends out in West River in the Black Hills of South Dakota. So I won't be here for the homecoming game. Again, I hate missing it, but I'll be back for the Morningside game on the 28th. And make sure you find everything on that webpage. Tune in to just find KYNT on your webpage, folks. You'll find everything there. What else we got for Lancer Athletics coming up this week?
Yeah, well, we got our Lancer Locker on Monday as usual. We're speaking athletes and coaches at Mount Marty University, and then it's Lancer Days. It is Lancer Days. There is a whole lot going on at Mount Marty University. Home events for football, for volleyball, soccer. Everybody's got home events this upcoming week, like Crane Youngworth at Simple Arena. Make sure you go out and watch some Lancer Athletics.
You bet. And it's mountmartyathletics.com. That's where you find it online. So we're going to put a wrap on things. Thanks to our studio engineer. Thanks to all of our sponsors for supporting Mount Marty Athletics here on the radio. They make these broadcasts possible. And when you stop by their businesses, hey, tell them, hey, thank you for supporting Mount Marty Athletics. It really means a lot to them there. And again, thanks to all of our sponsors for today's broadcast. The final score, once again, as we wrap up the Aztec postgame show for Mount Marty football, Northwestern wins on their home field, 38-3. Senior day here in Orange City goes to the home team. The Red Raiders now 2-0. Mount Marty falls to 2-1 on the season. Tehl will talk to you next week. I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. For Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum signing off. You've been listening to Mount Marty football right here on KYNT. Good afternoon, everybody.
This has been a Mount Marty University Athletics broadcast on KYNT, the flagship station for Lancer Athletics. Remember to follow KYNT-TV on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell to never miss the action. KYNT, Yankton's home team.
FM 102.